Hello, internet. What's going
Hey,
on? Hi,
what's
babies.
up?
Hi, babies. How we feeling? Welcome back to Neon Lights Roleplay. I am your host for the afternoon, morning, and/or evening, depending on where your time zone is, young Foxxii, and I have with me 5 wonderful players ready to go back into the sands of Zor'aa for our Seven Sons sessions. Um, so welcome you guys back to this Hands of Zora. I'm gonna let my players go one at a time, introduce themselves. Please just say who you are, where people can find you at, and who you're playing, and stuff like that. And just stuff like that. And then I'll come back and do the intro, and then we'll go right back into it. So we'll start off in overlay order. I forget who's first because I don't have the overlay up currently.
I am because I have it open.
There you go.
Hi.
Somebody's on it.
I'm Tate. I'm Tate Washburn. I'm playing Wolf, the beast barbarian with the big, strong werewolf energy, werewolf boyfriend energy. He wants to be your friend, or yep,
Perfect.
he just wants to be your friend, really. But he's always ready for violence. It's a weird combination of things.
All right, I guess it's me now. I'm Michelle.
Yes.
I don't have social media, whatever.
She's not real.
Anywho, I'm playing Mitz,
Oh,
our
yeah.
wizard Quetzalcoatlfolk. I think that's about it. Oh, besides the fact that a Mitz feels like a she/her today, so please respect those.
Or get
pronouns.
bonked. You don't want to get bonked. Unless you do. I mean, if that's like your thing, I
And
guess.
that's what you're into.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
listen,
getting bonked.
this
We
is
don't
not a
judge.
I
place
don't
for
know
shame,
what
all right?
though.
Don't worry about it. This is not a place for shame. Anyway, next.
Hey, it's Lucian. I play as Ploy, our resident lizard man that likes throwing stuff. And you can find me nowhere really, except once or twice a year on Twitch. Yeah.
Coolio.
All
Next.
right. And me. Hey guys, it's me, Sir Heckalot. I will be playing Z, our Kalashtar College of Spirits Bard. You can find me at Sir Heckalot on Twitter and Instagram and our lovely Discord that you should definitely join. And yeah, that's about all I got. Let's keep on keeping on.
All right, wrap us up, friend.
All right. Hey, I'm Dan. I play Mako, the possessed suit of armor that used to be a rogue. And you can find me on Twitter at Land the Dan. I tweet stuff.
He does do that occasionally. That's true. What's going on, friends? You guys should know who I am by now. You see my face around here enough, but in case you don't, I'm Young Foxxii, aka Big Foxxii, aka Baron Von Foxxii. The era of Frontal Leaf Foxxii is gone and dead, and thus we move beyond that. So I am now Baron Von Foxxii. So that's where we're at. Aka your favorite fox, and I'm your game master today. I'll be playing all the people that aren't these lovely friends in front of you, including some of them they probably won't like too much. So I'm sorry about that ahead of time. And so we have a few things to do to bring ourselves back into the world of Seven Sons. First, I'll start with a summary of what happened last time. Our players finally left the dungeon they were trapped within deep in the northern Akala Mountains after finding a blood gem, a pile of bodies, and a young girl. Parting with her along with Brika and the body of Brika's brother Tamil, who departed to go home and make sure that they would arrive safely. Our players trekked themselves on their own back towards Wadal, ending up at an ambush by some Tashti, where they fought a giant lizard, and through some quick thinking from Z, were able to scare it off and get themselves out mostly intact. After returning to Wadal, they link back up with their contact Shah Valen and present her with the blood gem. When a twist presents themselves, Shah orders her to leave their presence and never speak to her again. Wolf drops a blood gem on the ground, and they do so. Taking refuge in a tavern for the night, they find rooms to stay in, spend the evening chatting and offering stories with the bartender, when suddenly 4 Sithani individuals, bedecked in golden armor, wielding polearms, and with blazing yellow eyes, storm in and say to them, "You will come with us to see the Emir at once." Just to show you guys what they look like again. And so those kind of where things are. But before we bring our players right back in, I want to start with a little bit of an intro scene. There is in front of you a large, massive palace, a room fit for a ruler or someone of equal decadence, a large throne whereupon sits a snake-like individual with keen yellow eyes perceiving around the room in front of him. Other individuals, bedecked in armor or in fine robes, sit in circular positions in tables or chairs or in otherwise positions of guard-like stance around him. In front of him are several people, bedecked in the turbans and cloaks of travelers. Each of them has 4 arms with 3 finger-like protrusions protruding out of the robes. There's little more you can see besides that. And in front of them is a large crate, which one of them appears to be idly chatting over. The crate is wide open, though its contents cannot be seen. The individual on the throne looks forward, says, kind of peers forward and says, "Yes, yes, these will do just fine." The chest closes. 2 individuals come from either side. They, much like the other robed figures, have 4 arms, so they are not wearing traveler's robes and instead are bedecked in a soldier-like gear, leathers and hides strapped to them in various places. With their lower arms, each of them grips the large chest and hefts it, begins to move away. As with their upper 2 arms, each holds what looks to be a long firearm of some kind. And they shuffle away out of the palace, leaving that snake-like individual on the throne to clack his fingers and chuckle idly. From there, we will bring ourselves back to the tavern we are currently in. Our players were chatting idly with the bartender, sharing stories of their adventures and time spent traveling the world, when 4 Torvali law keepers enter into the tavern, slam their polearms on the ground, and the lead one closest to you stares directly at each of you and says, "You will come with us to see the Emir immediately."
I would like to reach. No, I'm kidding. But like, I would like to roll some insight on the bar lady.
Sure.
Like, how is she reacting to these people's presence?
Please go
That's
for
the
it.
difference between cops and the secret police, I think.
Go for it.
Effie.
Unfortunately, I have 1 insight, so you know.
That's
a
fine.
lot of insight.
Oh, don't worry, it's fine. So the bartender was kind of situated like about here, kind of on one of the stools, kind of chattering with you, and you almost didn't notice it at first because you were so focused on the 4 individuals kind of bursting through the door. But you turned back to go look for the bartender, and she's not there. In fact, you kind of noticed that this plate over here on the bar is still rumbling, as if someone dove over it and is now cowering under it.
Is there
Wolf will very slowly finish
recent
his drink
dust?
and put 20 gold coins in the cup and then put it on the ground on the other side of him from the guards. Because if something goes down, he does want this lady to get paid.
Fair enough.
He's a polite boy.
Are the rest
He's
of
going to look to you
doing
guys as to
anything?
what's going to happen, though.
So this is awkward.
Yeah.
You might say
You maybe said that out loud. This is awkward.
Well, this is awkward. I'm sorry. That's so good.
What does the Emir want with us?
Yours is not to ask, says the one in front of you. Yours is to obey, or be made to. And the kind of light in
But
his
we
eyes
are.
gets brighter.
It's like, but my friend is asking, actually.
He doesn't say anything in response to that, just grips his polearm a bit tighter. And just kind of like stares directly at you, Wolf.
Wolf is smiling. He's not bothered at all.
Floyd's
He's
gonna
ready for violence, but he's not
whisper to Z, can you, in Draconic, can you buy us 5 minutes?
Give me 1 second.
Potentially.
You had to say in Draconic?
You know, it's better than common.
That's fair.
Fair.
Hold up. Give me just. I gotta roll a thing.
Nico
Hold
has
up.
no idea what's going on then.
You know what? That's okay. Don't worry about it. Here, I got this. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, I guess she'll just like
Ominous.
very, very subtly kind of like reply back, going, I can try. And yeah, I guess she'll just kind of look over to them. I mean, she already has. It's just going to be like, you know, doesn't really cost anything for a little bit of courtesy and a little bit of answers.
People here are quite rude. They don't like to answer anything, it seems.
The one in front of you, which is the only one to have spoken to you so far, just says, "All things cost, unfortunately, and you have no currency. Come, or be made to."
Can you? There's something we left upstairs that I think the Emir wants. I'm just gonna go grab it real quick. Do you mind giving me like a minute or two?
He turns, throws a nod to one of them, and this one over here walks right over to you, gets right up in your face, and just says, and thumbs his head upstairs.
Mitz, can you come with me? This needs two of us. Need two of us to do this.
All right. Mitz has no clue what.
You'll notice that you say like it sends two of them, and there is no reaction from the guy who's in front of you. Doesn't even seem to be bothered by it. Just okay, whatever.
All
Mitz gets up and is like, lead on.
All right, and we'll move you guys over here to this corner and just give you guys, all three of you, some sort of mark that says you are currently upstairs, and we'll.
Does net follow?
Yeah, why not?
So let me just grab
Well,
all
like-
of y'all. Just one at a time, really?
Party.
All right.
Secret party.
I was like, it's split down the middle now.
Secret party.
So yeah. All right. Are there any other reactions to this? As
I
they
mean,
go
I
up
mean,
there,
like, I think she would like still like just be chatting up this guy. Like, if he's like,
Yeah, gesture at the other side of the table and be like,
he's just like, well, if the Emir wants us so badly, I would say we do have some type of currency.
and then this one will at least kind of come forward. The rest will kind of begin to flank around, kind of just, very, very quickly coming into a very organized formation again. They don't sit, they just kind of stay there with their pole arms locked. And again, the only one to have spoken to you all so far just says, "You misunderstand. The Emir has what he wants. You not coming simply intrudes his progress. Those who intrude his progress do not last long."
drink. Holds up one of the other drinks. Huh?
The Tavali do not indulge.
Shame. Drinks that.
Shame.
Turn down for what?
Yeah. I mean, oh my god.
So what could it be about a group of simple adventurers that is important to the Emir's progress?
You ask too many questions. That will get you killed here.
It's our specialty, and also not dying generally.
A boon to
Yeah,
me then that we do not intend to stay long.
And after that,
He's already done it once.
After that, we will briefly
I should put the other.
transition upstairs, if you'll allow me a moment.
Oh, this is such a bad idea.
Lair.
Yeah, I'm interested as to what Ploy's plan is that takes a minute.
All right.
What is Ploy's ploy?
We'll see.
Oh.
We'll see.
All right, our friends. So yeah, you come up here, kind of letting you all go first, undoubtedly. You kind of lead him down towards your rooms, and he kind of just like, again, stands positioned very closely here, just says, "You have 30 seconds. Do not waste them."
Okay. I'm gonna walk into the room and motion for Mitz to follow.
Okay. And Mitz is just gonna go.
And then once we're in the room, I'm gonna grab the missive
Mm-hmm.
and quickly say to Mitz, "Can you forge a document that looks like this, except instead have the contents be Shah asking us to go kill the Guardian and grab some blood gems?"
Mitz is just gonna quickly spin up her wizardly quill, and it's like, who do you think you're talking to? And just
I need you to roll me some kind of check for that. Something either tool related or like
Yeah, do you have a forgery kit?
performance, something like that. because may I be reminded you were told 30 seconds.
Yeah, Ploy's just gonna kind of stand in the doorway, or have Net stand in the doorway.
Yeah, Net just guard.
Okay. Shit. What check do I roll?
Forgery's an int. It's an int check. I looked this up.
I think you can also roll a check with the forgery kit.
Yeah. Do you have a forgery kit?
I do not, but I do have a mystical wizardly quill that lets me create a tiny quill and like copy shit really fast because it's a magic quill. So I'll roll an intelligence check, I guess.
Also, Dan, you punny motherfucker.
Yeah. Start
Suck
writing.
cat.
All right.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me that check real quick. Someone let me know what she rolled. I can't look at chat right now.
23.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you begin to fervently begin penning down this note. You're expertly, almost like directly copying the handwriting. You're kind of like almost overlaying it for a brief bit, and you get decent way through this. I'd say about half. Maybe you're at the point where like you're just about saying like how much she's talking about paying you guys for this, when you hear a few footsteps, and you hear a voice behind you just say, Move your pet, Hunter. Your time is up.
Okay, can do. And then I'm gonna tell Net to just keep standing still.
All right, and then
I can't take him anywhere, really.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, he's just doing that thing where like your dog won't get out of the way, and it's just like standing in the middle of
he's
everything.
not
You can't
listening
get
for some
past
reason.
them.
I know.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second while I move you guys.
I love Dan's answer. You need to say that thing out loud, man. That's so good.
Give me a second. I gotta move some people. Sorry, excuse
Oh
me.
my god.
Fuck. I'm sorry. Hold up. This is so hard to do. This is why I hate splitting the party, guys.
This is what you get.
Split
I'm
the
already
party
causing
and then
trouble.
violence. That's what we know.
You know
The
what?
only things we know.
You're right. Those are the only things you guys know. All right. Not you asshole. Hold up. Tinker
What
Lair,
do you mean?
There are always 2 rules to exploring: never
Except-
split up.
except
And-
you.
Never split up. Never
Al-
surrender.
Okay. All right. Sorry. So we're
Avoid
back
violence?
downstairs. Okay. So we're back downstairs temporarily. As they are kind of like, they hear this, like, this person upstairs just say like, move your pet, Hunter. He just says like,
He doesn't have a pet hunter.
the one that's spoken to you just says, we're growing tired of these games. You all will come with us now. You simply deny the inevitable.
Sure, I guess. We haven't done anything yet. Pure pants on. They're not really pants on.
Keep your pet
Never
on.
trust a guy in a tunic.
Skirt.
He just kind of tilts his head and says, what are pants?
Wolf points to his. They enclose everything, so bits don't flop around. Actually, it's rude of me to assume you have bits to flop around.
They look wildly uncomfortable.
They work really good at avoiding discomfort, honestly. It's for protecting stuff.
He just kind of shakes his head a bit and says, no matter. In either case, he just kind of, again, looks at the other 2 around and kind of gives them a nod. And these 2 kind of just come up to either side of you, of the group, and just says, we move now. And kind of like, he makes a sort of strange hissing sound up the stairs. And there's another hissing sound that's offered back in response. Kind of just indicating that like, it's time to go. And I will move us back upstairs again. It's okay. This gets easier every time. Map and background.
Oh, because you didn't make this a whole extra page. You're swapping map elements.
Yep. 'Cause I
Okay.
did not plan on this happening. Okay. No, not all you. What's going on here? Stop that. There we go.
You got a
Lair.
lot of stuff in the GM layer, don't you?
I sure fucking do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go. Everybody get back where you were. There we fucking go. All right. Okay. So he comes up to the door and says, move your lizard, move your pet. And Mitz, you are again. You're you're close to being done this note, but you are not done.
Play's gonna walk up to Nick and be like, all right, I'll do my best. He's not really listening right now, and I'm just gonna start like play fighting with Net. Just like
Trying to get him out of the
way.
way.
Like,
Could you give me? Are you trying to make it seem like Ploy is not or Net does not want to move?
Yeah, why not?
Are you trying to make this not seem purposeful?
I mean, I guess.
I need you to roll something for that then.
Okay. What do you want me to roll?
Performance?
Whatever you feel. Performance,
Or
if you want.
deception.
I'll accept for performance, deception. I will. Yeah, performance or deception is what I'll take. Yeah, I those.
Oh boy, these are gonna be great.
Oh my god. Hey, look at
Wow,
you.
actually, that's not
that
bad.
bad.
That's not bad.
15's pretty good.
Yeah.
It depends on his insight, but like,
Let me see if I can do that real quick. That's the wrong.
put
thing.
a golden guard of a royal person who probably does fine if you die be a position that endears much wisdom.
Probably not.
Hold up. Let me get a.
It's debatable, I guess.
Right?
Oh no, I assume that they actually do kill people. It's just, do they actually have to be
Oh,
aware?
no.
Oh, shit.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Oh, they're smart. Shit.
This guy walks up. He walks up. He grips you by the shoulder, Ploy, and just like chucks you off to the side. And you definitely feel that this is not like a light shove. Like he hucks you like a fair distance, and then walks up, puts like a foot on Net, and just like kind of like nudges him out of the way of the door.
Is Mitz done at this point though?
Mitz, you are beginning the signature when the door opens.
Okay.
How dare you touch my lizard like that?
He looks over at you. His eyes flare a bit and says nothing. Looks back over to Mitz.
Handling a man's wizard.
So
Hmm.
can Mitz continue to forge while she's looking up, I guess? To be like,
Deception to be, this is just me taking notes? I don't know.
yeah, and like, sorry, I needed to take. It was like just like, yes, sorry, just a bit fascinated with the culture here.
He walks up to you and just grips you by like the scruff of your robe. I need you to roll me an athletics check if you'd like to try to break that. He is trying to grapple you.
Like grapple?
He is trying to grab you and force you out of the chair and towards the door. I need you, if you want to resist this, then I need you to roll like athletics or something. If you don't want to resist it, you don't have to. But
I mean, like, Mitz isn't gonna resist. Like, Mitz is just gonna be like, okay, sorry.
yeah, I will say he's not trying to like restrain, like he's not trying to hold you down. He's trying to like just get you to move. So like,
yeah, okay. So Mitz is gonna like get like just like get up and be like, all right, I'm sorry. I was like, I didn't realize 30 seconds had passed already.
He grabs the missive, kind of stares at it for a bit, blinks, and then folds it folds it closed, and then just kind of chucks it over to you. You kind of get the sense that he maybe didn't read it or doesn't know how to read common.
Yeah, he might not be able to read it. We'll be fine.
He chucks it over to you, but
I can read the signs here.
Yeah. He chucks it over to you and just kind of like again gestures with his pole arm to both of you, just like downstairs now.
Okay. And like Mitz is just gonna.
All right,
we got what we came for.
All right, I'm just gonna move y'all out of the way real quick if y'all don't mind. Just over here will be fine. There we go.
It's not like Mitz can't like while like walking.
Walking.
To,
Finish it.
yeah.
Is that what you're trying? Are you trying to do that?
I mean, like, yes, actually.
I will need you to roll some kind of stealth. Something to make it seem like that's not what you're trying to do. If you don't want him to know you're doing that.
Write it in your book.
I mean, like, I'm just gonna like put the like okay, I'm just like put the pages and like in the book and then like keep writing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
You can roll me deception. You can roll stealth. Either of those works fine for me. Performance, if you want. I'll take whatever.
maybe like a sleight of hand or something.
Yeah, that works fine. Works fine for me. Map and background.
Let's do a stealth roll, I guess, since you mentioned it. 21.
Not
21.
Hey.
that definitely beats his passive perception. Yeah. So you managed to just like stealthily finish off this this missive. And you finish off the missive, and you kind of just like close the book. He doesn't even seem to notice that you were writing it all. He's kind of a bit too focused on make sure you guys get down the stairs. Let me move y'all back to the token layer, and then we rejoin the rest. As you guys come back downstairs, he falls into position with the rest of his guard. Let me remove that marker from y'all now. And now the group is rejoined. The lead one that was talking to the rest of you, just kind of again jabs his full arm in the ground one more time, and just says, "We leave this place." And he kind of like gestures at you all, asking if like kind of like looking at as if you're gonna like asking if you're to like get out of your fucking seats, obviously.
Yeah, Wolf's gonna pick the cup and put it back on the table now that it's no longer an option for a weapon. It seems like everyone's gonna go along with them, and just bar lady, money is on the table. Thank you for a wonderful evening.
You see a hand kind of just come up, very shakily grab the cup, and just like come back down.
Please.
And just kind of like just doesn't say anything. And is that it? Is there anything else you guys want?
I guess we're going.
I guess we're
If you
going.
guys want to,
They did give us an
Yeah,
option.
let's go.
All right. So that's what there's no other plans, okay? That's confirming that.
I think you would all know and be able to tell that Wolf is ready to throw down, even if he looks casual. But he's gonna let smarter people decide that.
Like, I don't know.
He was about ready to flip a table and squish people when they entered, so you know.
Yeah, okay, so you guys, and we'll kind of clear your minds for a bit. So you guys exit the tavern. The Torvali kind of fall in a very clean formation. You guys are kind of in like a block in the middle of them. There's each one of them at each of the corners of you. Kind of just walking. The lead one who was talking to most of you is at that front left corner, just minding his business. They are sort of parading you. They kind of parade you around a back alley of the place for a bit. You are taken sort of through some slight back streets, and there is like an obvious place where like they could turn towards the main street.
While we're being led, can I check to see if I notice anything particular about the soldiers?
Please, yeah, you can go give me like perception, anything like that.
They're big
Well-
sneaky boys.
You notice that each of them is Sithani, undoubtedly. Though they appear to be a bit more statuesque than any Sithani you've encountered before, and like most people, people can build up and bodies vary in shape and size, but like uniformly, these guys seem just a little bit huskier than your standard Sithani.
They chunky.
They have you can see this that they wear armor of mostly gold and like yellow leathers, like yellow leathers. There's some symbols around their armor you've never seen before, but for a brief second, you do kind of see one of them like turn and look at you, and you can see that like that one specifically has there's like a marking going like down his head, kind of, and they don't appear to be like tattoos directly. There's some kind of tattoo marking, but they're not they're not ink.
Do they resemble any of the markings that we have seen on other Zithani? Maybe in a tomb somewhere.
How about you give me a perception roll, and I'll let you know.
Oh boy, I'm so good at those, you guys.
I have
I am fantastic at them.
Just the best.
so much faith in you.
16.
bad.
Not bad.
Wow, actually.
No, they don't. They don't resemble them.
With half my bonus.
Z, you've definitely dealt with enough magic in your time that you can tell that, like, when it comes to like magical writing and things, the placement of where certain markings and things are matters just as much as like what you put the markings down with and what magic you infuse it with. The placement of like where markings are, you definitely can feel like this reminds you a bit of some of the Sithani tomb, the tomb guardians you saw in the place, but the markings are way, way different. And where Malco, you maybe weren't as keen because like you weren't looking as hard. Z, you kind of like peek around and get a look, and you realize these absolutely aren't tattoos; they're scars, deliberately placed, undoubtedly, but they are scars.
All right.
And yeah,
That's
and they are
not
just
foreboding.
like they are patterned all over these guys.
Okay.
I would like to do one roll,
Go for
and I don't know if you want this to be perception or survival, but I'm feeling survival. They're the same number for me, so it doesn't matter. I think Wolf's only really concern is if they're taking like a weird path, he wants to know exactly where he's in the city and the quickest way out.
Smart.
I will take perception.
just like-
I would say survival if it was a place you'd like been in more often, but I'll take perception.
Okay. They're the same number. This is just him making a mental map. To me, it's very similar to tracking.
Yeah.
Not great.
Well,
Well, you definitely realize that the tavern you were at was sort of towards like more one of the like an edge-ish part of town, so it wasn't that far from like a gate or an exit of some kind, or at least the wall for more than anything else. But you definitely can tell you're being led deeper into the city, undoubtedly. Again, this is like the silent march for a while. You kind of they took some strange turns. Again, you can tell they're like deliberately trying to avoid any main streets. You do kind of maybe briefly get the idea in your head that like, hey, we're not in the public eye. If these guys wanted to just like off us, they probably could.
Wolf's ready.
And then
certainly try.
I think he's standing next to Mitz as the squishiest person to be like, I'm ready to put my body between stabby bits and her at any minute.
You get behind them. You end up sort of behind this like large building, which you find yourself kind of coming around, and you finally do exit onto the main sort of plaza street. And as you come around this very large, opulent building, see like very rounded tops with like large domes of gold, and there's even like large gems on a couple of them. You realize you are in the center of Wadal, and it's not even like a guess. This is probably the Emir's palace of some variety, like some sort of central place of governance. And
someone important lives here.
Yeah, some
farthest that Wolf's brain gets.
Yeah, it wasn't even that. Like honestly, even Wolf's two to two, just like told to see the Emir. Someone important lives here. We're probably going here. This is the Emir's palace. It's just all of you can make that connection pretty straightforward. You take it. Yeah. The first hall you enter into is this very, very large foyer hallway that kind of goes straight down for about maybe almost like maybe like a couple hundred feet to a degree. It's a pretty deep hallway. Lined on either side are these plinths that look almost like busts. And as you begin to walk past them, does anyone want to like take a look at these busts? As you're walking past them?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
Mitz is going out of her mind with the architecture.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's like very high arches, very, very well made, mostly made of like fine marble and very, very cut and hewn. You can even, it almost feels like the places where the marble kind of splinters and cracks or the pattern shifts. It almost feels like that was like intentionally placed. Like whoever did this might have like brought a piece of marble in and said, no, not this one. And then like took it away and put another piece in and was like, yeah, I like how this one looks a little bit better. Like this looks like, like you've seen well-made marble. This is like, you think like this must have taken any reasonable team of people, even well-trained, an insanely long amount of time to build. The only thing you can think about right now is just like how much manual labor must have went into all of this, and just like you briefly shiver at the idea of the workforce that had to be put to make this happen. Because you've read some shit, you've seen how most of these houses get built in places like these. You know what's going down here. But sort of Z and Mako, you guys kind of look around at these plinths, and I won't even make you guys roll for this because I've been making enough rolls for now. But you kind of start seeing each of these. Most of these look to be Sathani. There are some individuals who don't look Sathani. They look kind of like bird-like people, like you've seen in the town. Some of them even look kind of like insects, almost one or two, like other people you've seen. You've seen a few of them in town, but they're not. They're a little more rare than the Sathani you've seen mostly. But as you take a bit of a closer look, you can see that there are some inscriptions of something written in like in the Zoran script under them. Some of them even look like pretty patterned of what you think, but look like names, or like small descriptions, things like that. But you take a bit to look deeper at these plinths, and you realize that things look strange about them. A lot of them look to almost have like purposeful wounds on them. They're not like depictions of like fine statuesque faces. They're wounded or damaged. Some of them look okay, but none of them seem to have that standard, poise, grandiose, carrying gravitas stature you see plinths usually have. In fact, some of them are head low in shame. Others are looking up and screaming. Others are like look to be flinching away in pain.
Do I get the feeling that these are not statues and these were turned to stone in some way or another?
No, you can tell by the way these are made. These are definitely
they're carved. Okay,
yeah, they're definitely carved. You can tell even the people they're depicted in like pretty like decently carved, but they're not like perfect. You're not like you're worried about it for a second, but you're like, no, okay, these are definitely carved. But you're certain just from how well they're made, these depict people just before they died.
Okay.
How long do they have to hold those positions for?
What time of day?
I imagine
it's nighttime, right?
It's like you guys like rested for the night and then like the next morning kind of like went chatting up with the bartender. So this is kind of like starting to approach like the sun's coming up. It's not like morning yet, but it's getting there. You go through this sort of wide set of halls with these plinths being depicted with these high arches and columns rimmed in gold and different sort of fine accented parsley almost like inscriptions. You move through and you're finally eventually brought to a very large massive statuesque hall, wide in its stature. You are sort of at the door towards this thing, and it's open. There's not like the two large doors on either side of this archway here aren't closed, and you're being led down this hallway. And as you are approaching, you can hear a conversation happening. There is a voice that kind of sounds like a bit like kind of clickety or crackling, and it just says like, I understand your ambitions, my lord. It's just there is concerns. I have spent more than enough time with the hive, and they will not see kindly upon I just and then there is a sort of a cutoff, and there's silence, hands. You babble too much. There's a shift happening in these winds, a change coming, and I will be at the forefront of it. Anything that holds me back will suffer the fate that anything else has in the past. It will die in these sands. You must play your part. But sir, my... And you begin to hear a choked crackling. And as you're kind of like just about to enter this hallway, you can see this figure here, this kind of cloaked individual, being held up about 20 or so feet off the ground and just like grabbing at his throat. And he just
Sorry, how many feet?
About 30 feet off the ground. He is very high up.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow, I didn't know these kinds of palaces got that large.
Oh yeah, this room is like huge. Like this room goes easily a good 60, 70 feet up. It is a huge like hall.
Oh, so it's got a real tall ceiling?
Yeah, very tall ceiling.
Oh, no.
And yeah, so this guy's just choking, kind of like gasping for breath, you know. And then he kind of just you can hear him just kind of choke out, just, of course, my lord, fuck you. And then he just collapses. He kind of hovers down about 10 or so feet before he drops him. The guy collapses in a heap, you know, falls over, gets up. You can kind of see like he seems to be like holding at his side or clutching at something that maybe looks a bit broken. And he just says, begin early preparations, dispatch battalions. We'll have these things distributed soon enough. And you see this individual just shuffle his way out and down the hall. And then, just as that happens, give me 1 second. Fucking roll 20 layers. Why do you hate me so much? You all get brought in. There we go. And you are
front and center. Goody.
You are brought into this very large hall with the Torvali guarding you. You can see around you there are more individuals dressed in that same guard with those same pole arms around the hall.
Really just like,
Yeah, Wolf is like,
All right, let me describe. Jesus.
I'm sorry.
There are a trio of individuals in front of you. The first two you notice are the two in front of you. The one to your left is dressed in some very simplistic looking. I didn't. Hold up, give me a second. They are dressed in some very simplistic looking. That's the wrong thing. Some very simple looking orange robes, but the robes look to be very finely made, and they are sort of just like, you know, very opulent looking robes. They have a large necklace of beads around their neck. Behind them sits a large, looks kind of like the pole arm the Torvali have, but rather than ending in those sort of like curved blades, it ends in two sharp crescents that are made of this pure golden metal that almost gleams and shines in the way it catches the torchlight. I have a handout for this. I am almost certain. So if you will allow me like 30 seconds of time, I will have this done. Here we go. I got it. There we go. I got it. There it is. Boom. Wait, there it is. There we go. Okay, so yeah, individual in this sort of like this. He's a Sithani of sort of like pale sand tone of scales and skin with bright green eyes. He looks very straight directly at you with sort of a very focused and kind of scrupulous face, just kind of very curiously eyeing all of you. To the right of them is another individual. Give me a second, because I also have a handout for this person. Wait, that's the wrong thing.
Oh no. No.
I messed it up. I messed everything up, guys. I'm so sorry.
The other
It's
guy's
just not-
named
it's a-
Carrot.
It's not. That's not a thing. That's not how it works. There we go. I got it. The other individual to their right is similarly a Sithani, though you can kind of, it's hard to tell through, you can sort of see a slightly more like softness to the tone, the sides and tones of like the way their face is sculpted. You might get the sense this is a woman Sithani, although it's a little hard to tell through all of the armor they have on. But they kind of very, very well built and established, almost even. And again, the Torvali you saw around you looked built. This person just looks built. They don't skip a gym day. Like they, you feel me? Like they're husky. They have one hand on the waist at one sword, which is sheathed at the hip. Another is unsheathed and kind of like positioned into the ground that they're leaning on. At their back, they have a very, very wide pole arm. You can even see several smaller blades sheathed at their hips and such. And they have this like very, very keen like grin on their face as they're looking at you. And the last individual you see is sitting on the large throne behind you here, which is sort of made of gold and covered in various gems. They are Sithani, of course, wearing robes that almost, even the fabric of the robe almost gleams in the light to a degree, though it is accented in places with jewelry and fine golds of different kinds. They have a staff, very, very fine marble and a sort of very, very light wood polished to an almost perfection. Cut to an almost perfection.
Oh, goodness, I thought it was just.
And they seem to just be kind of like positioned in front of you. They hold this staff. At the top of the staff is a sort of, it looks to be like a gem, but it's not bright enough to really appear to be a gem to a degree. It's not like shining, but it's an off kind of sand-ish color and does appear to hum.
It's not bloodstone.
Okay. It's not a bloodstone. It's very much not a bloodstone. And that individual is right here. Boom. And that, and yeah. So this individual, and this is the individual that speaks as you all walk in and just says, "And what have we in front of us now?"
Yo, what up? It's us.
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
Your boy Ploy.
It's your
Oh
boy
my
Ploy.
I hate you guys so
Oh my
much.
god.
Wolf would be very friendly. It's like, I hear that you needed us. I am Wolf, the hunter.
Then you know who I am. Oh, well, that's just ruins things. I enjoy the fanfare of my
cattle.
introduction. I enjoy the fanfare of my introductions. Talisa, please, for ceremony. And as you look over, and there's a woman over here. I didn't get a token for her. She is kind of dressed in very simplistic robes and appears to be a little bit haggard. She just kind of like speaks up and you just hear her go, "Presenting his fineness, ruler of the crown of Daggers, he whose coin purse runs with like the river Tigris, whose enemies fill it with blood and their wealth, who manipulates the sands like the tides of the oceans. As the moon turns, so does his will. His Emir, Shalim al-Draisi." And then she kind of falls silent again. You almost see her grumble a bit, like she maybe does this like 30 or so times a day.
Oof.
My will also turns with the moon,
The
it turns
rough
out.
buddy.
That's very affected by it.
And Salim just kind of just says like, that never gets tiring. Now,
I'm already tired of it.
I would say, and now this is normally the part where I would just start with the demands that I have and the reasons why I brought you all before me, but I enjoy the fanfare of things like this, so please, tell me who it is I have before you. I know of the hairy one. The rest of you?
That's
And
an
one at a
accurate
time,
description.
And one at a time, please. Your voice is already great on me.
So,
We've been going
hi,
over
my
my
name's
order.
Ploy. I'm a lizard man, and this is my friend Net. And I'm just gonna like pat Net on the shoulder.
Oh, and what filthy, degenerate pool did you and that thing spawn from? Is it your
Oh.
mother?
It's a while away. It's like miles and miles away. I wouldn't worry about it.
I should
That's
have you,
not very nice. Just a donkey.
I should have you killed for how you look. Anyway, the rest of you.
There's a whole culture of them.
I'll eliminate them later. Anyway,
Name Sonari.
the very, very like kind of like sneer he had on his face, just immediately turns to this like very, very high eyebrowed smirk. And where are you from?
From Sakaset.
Not a place I've heard from. I tend not to leave my domain much. The world outside does intrigue me on occasion. It has its treasures, so to speak.
Anyone else care to introduce themselves?
Yes, I'm sorry. Let me not indulge on my focuses right now.
Okay.
You, half-breed, or whatever it is you are those feathers?
Yes.
Like a human calling a dwarf a half-breed just because they kind of share the same skin tone.
Midstone Quaddle.
That's a name I won't bother repeating. And you are from?
Probably have not heard of it. Metz Tommy.
You see him kind of like flick out his tongue a bit and just says, "You have the stink of the divine on you."
No, I just haven't showered yet today. It's fine.
Oof.
Yeah, it's been a long adventure. We didn't have a chance to shower.
And
It takes a long time to comb his hair.
wizard, are you animating that suit of armor? An impressive spell. Can it talk?
I'm more
No,
impressed that you know it's
it
a nice bit of armor.
it can't talk.
Mitz just inclines her head over to Mako.
Mako can decide. We'll roll with it. Wolf will absolutely roll with that.
Yeah, it doesn't talk. Just I wouldn't bother.
It makes us look better if we have more people in our party. You know, like we look like a greater force.
Huh. A quaint suit of armor. I might mount it somewhere. In either case,
Oh, yeah, we
I
throw it in
hear-
the trunk all the time. Long journeys, it's fine.
in either case, I hear you all have been snooping about my city. And without my permission, per se. How rude.
We've been to one place for potions, one place for sweet rolls, and an inn. That's snooping here?
And yet you have already caused more trouble than most of the ingrates who walk in and out of my place.
What can I say?
That's
I
more
just
fair.
love sweets.
I did get mugged on the way over there. I don't know that Wolf even mentioned that to the other three people. He's like, I didn't get mugged.
That did happen, by the way, yeah.
Oh, that didn't happen. Oh, I forgot. That feels like eons ago.
It was such a long time ago, dude.
Oh my god.
Like, wait,
Hey.
Wolf got mugged?
Kind of. They didn't really go through with it. A lot of people who mug, you just have to remind them that they're actually in more danger than you are, and they kind of stop.
Ah, yes, the streets of Wadal can be unkind to plenty. Shame they didn't get you for anything, though.
They could try.
What a strange thing to say.
I wouldn't be here to enjoy this great, big, fancy building. of
Please
yours,
stop
if that were the
talking.
case.
Your voice is the most irritating thing. If one of you is going to speak, let it be the pretty one.
Oh, okay.
I was speaking. So let's step forward immediately.
Another word from you and I'll have your throat opened. Now,
So
you.
good. That was.
Now, you, pet. Why are you all here?
Well, I mean, we're adventurers. We're just taking jobs, and apparently, for as little time that we've spent here, the trouble that
Boy,
we've
doesn't teach her to
gotten.
dance.
Floyd just miming everything behind her. It's like,
Yes, my entourage. This is very good. For
Wait,
as
maybe
little as
Mako
we've
should
done,
join.
apparently it's caused a lot of trouble, and we don't know why.
Yes.
Also,
the
you brought
why.
us here. That's why we're here.
Oh, I meant here as in my city, but you know.
Oh.
Yes, the why of things. I suspect there are many around who wonder the why of things. Very few who are privy to it.
Well,
I think I prefer things that way. Tends to keep loose ends tied. Surely people in your line of work understand such things, yes? You strike me as a
No.
woman.
Sorry, I was very distracted by whatever's happening in the background.
It's okay. Damn it. I'm trying to stay in character.
I
This
know, I
sleaze-
can't take y'all
guys,
seriously.
This sleazeball is so hard to play. Can you please let me stay in character? It is so
Ploy's
hard to be
being
as much of an
character.
asshole.
Ploy's being
Yes,
like,
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Ploy's
just-
happy. It's
He's
the
a little
day.
shit.
All right. Okay. I'm back. Here we go. Right. Just surely someone in your line of work understands that, yes?
But
Wolf is making very big shakes of his head. Just
This is just
But-
shaking her head at Wolf.
it's better to share information. Always.
exactly. It's better to share the information if we do plan on collaborating at some point. She leans in a little bit. You should probably spill some of that.
Yes, I have the sense there are plenty of things you could teach me.
Ugh.
I might. He kind of mumbles to himself. I might keep this one.
Ploy's just like, pick me, pick me.
Pick me. I'm like, fuck.
Nonetheless, the trouble is, occasionally, when one has ambitions, would be the word I'll use, there are those who may, whether it be their intent or not, dip their heads a bit too far in the water, as it were. And if I have learned anything in all of my youth spent by the river, there are things that bite. Tell me, did something nip at you?
We did the biting, really, to be fair.
That is very fair.
I mean, there were
Fascinating.
some Tashti. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's just a side
Fascinating.
note. I'll bet everyone gets mugged by them around that corner. Come on.
Speaking of Tashti, does the guy in the orange robes resemble the person that we saw from a distance?
Nope, bit different.
Okay.
He just he sits up a bit and just says, "Interesting. You delve into my sands, you find one of my tombs, you raid it for things that don't belong to you. Yes. Something will have to be done about these things. The trouble is, you lot don't strike me as the usual dumb brutes or tomb delvers, the kind who simply take jobs for gold and disappear along their way. You strike me as question askers. I do not like question askers.
Oh.
So instead, rather than simply, he spends a few minutes thinking. There are so many things one can do with the power of an Emir, you know? I wave my hand and cities are put to the flame. I clench my fist and people die. I think it, and wealth simply comes to me. I could simply nod to my Torvali here and have you all disemboweled on the spot. Would stain my floor, certainly. But I think the screams would be the most satisfying sounds most of you have made since I've come here.
Sweet rolls are pretty good.
Alas, I am a generous lord. So, rather than simply having you all killed here, or even publicly executed, as fun as that would be, I will stoop to your level and become a question asker. Would you rather, after a brief time in a place of holding, go into the mines and work yourself to the bone, or into the fighting pits to die for my entertainment? I offer you that choice as an act of mercy.
I want to get a sense of someone real quick. These two people in front of me are definitely prepared for violence, but like, I don't have an ability that lets me know how prepared they are, but I wonder if insight or perception or something like that.
Don't even bother rolling. You look up, Wolf, and Rabash over here on the right kind of doesn't really move at all. Doesn't really flinch or react to this. Kind of just seems like everyday thing. Kali over here, though, visibly, you hear her grunt and just go, "Please let me cut them up." And he's just, now, Kali.
Okay.
Now, Kali, you've certainly had your fill today.
Then, how sturdy does this man and the chair look?
Sturdy, as in like how physically strong?
Not necessarily physical strength, but like Wolf is immediately sizing up his situation of, yeah, cut the head off the snake.
You're thinking about attacking the Emir.
Wow, that's offensive.
He is going to
Wow.
consider the possibility.
I
He's
would
not
allow you to
necessarily
roll
going
either
to do it.
I allow you to roll either insight or perception.
Consider the
Nah.
number of guards in this room.
Not gonna end well.
Not enough.
Hey, Wolf.
Yeah.
Constitution saving throw, please.
Interesting. I'm just looking. All right. Although I'm the one who is best prepared for this. Oh, come on. I'll warn you.
Oh,
Oh
You
no!
rolled a
So-
You had to say that out
Wolf.
loud, didn't you?
So, Wolf, you're
Yeah.
you're kind of like, again, you're looking back and forth, Rabash, Kali, the Torvali around you, your friends. You glance up at the Emir, and you kind of have like the thought, just how can I take him? You like just like the briefest glancing thought, just can I take him? And almost as if you'd said that out loud, you immediately feel this crushing force around your neck.
Hmm.
And he kind of like leans forward and like is now sitting forward in his throne, just the dog wants to play.
Don't flatter yourself. I think about killing everyone.
Oh, you can't talk, friend. You are suffocating right now.
He's going to think it out loud as hard as he can, because
Oh, yeah.
apparently the man can kind of read minds.
Yeah, he does hear you think it though, and just kind of just says, "Oh, you lot are cute. I think I'll enjoy this." He lets go of the choke and says,
Hmm.
"You are outnumbered, underprepared, and you will die in this room, afraid, alone, and skinless, unless you answer my question. To the mines or to the pits?"
Don't
I mean,
you
I'm
wanna
generally
know
one for
why
pits,
we're
but this is
here?
pit-shaped right now.
Oh, Ploy, did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly why you lot are here. And as he says that, he snaps his fingers. And over on the left here, although I did, of course, forget to grab a token for them because y'all haven't needed a token for this person yet, comes a very unfamiliar looking dark elf who struts
told us.
very confidently into the room, offers a very low bow to the Emir, and then just says, "Yes, I was already informed you lot came snooping around pretending to be adventurers, seeking quests or gold perhaps, but I was already informed of your plot. You were sent here by someone. Yes, I know I have many enemies. I am not a fool. If that fool wants to come to war with my city, then our domains will go to..."
Did you say your city?
It is his city. Hush.
He just
Literally,
says-
that's legally it. He's in charge of it.
he stops saying anything and just says, No. I know who sent you. And if that old fool intends to keep the game power, if he thinks that he can be above any of us,
So
I
you
will
trust
see-
her?
I will see him stripped of his power. But he kind of like, again, all this he's kind of mumbling to himself, and then he kind of turns back to you and just says, No. I know exactly why you were here. I am more than aware of your ruse and the lie you were prepared to tell to me. But you see, I am powerful here, and those who are loyal to me see themselves rewarded. You see that Shah has a very noticeable sack of gold coins on her side. She is holding very close. And she says, "Yes, my Emir. I played along with their game for a while, pretending to be a, simple curator that had no idea what they were doing, but I was more than aware. And when they returned with the blood gem, I knew they were onto something. How curious they must have been, thinking that I was simply some helpful patron that would assist them with information. No. I know, and I will not betray my liege. You have my loyalty, above all else." And then she throws a glance over to you, just over to you, Z, and just kind of offers you a look.
Mitz is gonna tap Z on the shoulder and like, pass the note over.
Oh my god. I don't even know what it says. Sure.
Just be like, I'm confused.
Well, you better read fast.
I better
You
read
get
that,
from
like-
store 1 like 1 dozen
But
eggs.
okay, that
One
look,
cup.
like, can I vibe check that look? Like,
You
what
absolutely,
exact?
you
Yeah, like,
absolutely can. That is
what
the
does
reason
she-
I said that to you. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
oh my god.
Come
Okay,
on, that
come
one.
on.
Time for that vibe check.
20!
Oh,
Oh,
dirty
man,
20.
hey!
if you'll excuse me for 1 second
Pretty
while I
funny.
have to I'm just gonna like, okay, so if that looks could talk, you hear that.
Oh my god. Okay.
Didn't
Were
hear
we supposed to
anything.
hear something? Because I definitely did.
Nope. Oh,
Nope.
it was just for Z.
No, it's
It was
Okay.
it was just for Z.
Okay.
Only Z has
Secret.
noticed this.
I see.
Okay.
And yeah, Shaw just kind of like looks back over at the Emir and just says, "Frankly, I haven't seen a good pit fight in a while. I say send them there. Will they be at the tower until then?" And the Emir kind of laughs and says, "Oh, but of course. Where else would I store them?"
I mean, I'm partial to pit fights, but do you know I can taste liars? Liar's blood. It tastes very specific. I will test your servant for you if you wish.
The Emir kind of raises an eyebrow and says, "Is there a single reason I would have to trust that you can do that?"
Is there a reason you have to trust her?
At least one, he says. And there's like there's definitely a really kind of creepy-ish smirk on his face. The kind of look where you're like, I don't think I want details actually.
Wait, trust people to have sex with? That seems like a bad idea.
All right. Okay. So,
Dan, how dare you?
so question.
Of course,
So,
Denari.
Yeah, since I have this letter now,
This
like,
letter.
and I haven't really read it. Can I like sense a vibe from Mitz being like, maybe this is something that could be helpful in this situation, even though I haven't read it.
That's fine. Yeah, you could absolutely do that. You could
Just
definitely.
Okay, like, I don't know,
for
just-
the lie of it.
Don't bother with a roll for it. It's totally fine. You can.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
you
like, do
definitely
I
get the sense
feel
that like
the vibe? Okay.
you definitely feel like Mitz would not just randomly hand you a piece of paper for no
Okay.
reason.
Okay. Yeah.
Wolf might.
Passes a note that
Z
says,
will.
"You're looking good today."
Oh
Just no one's
my God.
confirmation.
Will you
Like,
be
yes,
my
no.
girlfriend? Yes, no.
Do you want to be
It'll
my
be more like,
girlfriend? Yes,
Don't
no.
listen to him.
Oh my
Don't listen to
God.
this man. He's creepy.
No, oh my God. No, at this point, Z would chime back in, and just be like, well, if she so easily double-crossed us, what says she wouldn't do the same to you? And yeah, she'll like offer up that letter.
The Torvali to the right here, the one on the left here, the one that was talking to you guys, does grab the letter and begin moving towards the Emir. Curiously enough, though he hasn't lifted from his seat this entire time, he gets up and comes down sort of these very large, wide stairs, makes his way down to the Torvali, takes the letter, glances at it for a minute and begins to read it. Interesting. He folds it in half, places it in like a side pocket of his robe, walks directly up to you, Z. I'm like personal space levels of uncomfortable.
Bad
kind
touch.
of. Yeah, and
Yeah.
just says, "You are curious. Tell you what, if there's more you wish to discuss about this, perhaps over a meal, I'll send your friends off to wherever they choose, and you and I can stay here."
Chloe's like, "Pick me, pick me."
That's the thing. As much
How
as
big is he?
you hate my comrades here, we're a package deal.
A shame. I do so hate being denied things that I enjoy. But a life of being the Emir has taught you that most things that you want come to them. The pits, then! I tire of these wretches. Send them off! And he begins to like walk his way back over towards his throne. He does take a seat back on the back, sits himself back in, leans a bit back, and offers one more look at the group, at the lot of you, and just says, things could have played out much differently if I'd allowed you to root about my city unbeknownst. Who knows what things you could have found. Unfortunately, you will die here like so many other conspirators. there are winds turning, not just in Wadal, but across all of these deserts. Change is coming. And I will be the one that is leading it. Leading everything with enough time. Out of my sight, then. And the Torvali kind of comes back in and just like nudge it, like kind of again, like nudges you with the pole arms, like back towards this door here.
Blair's gonna turn around and say, "Okay, bye."
Just before we leave, I do want to do one more insight check.
Go on who?
Wolf doesn't know a lot, but he wants. Obviously, the man in that seat is extremely paranoid.
Mhm.
Can Wolf insight to say what is the thing that he could say that would like make him more paranoid?
Go.
I don't think he's especially afraid of us.
No, that's why I need to know what he would want, what would make him paranoid.
So you get a couple of feelings from the Emir as you look at him. The first is that he's definitely a man who is a fan of his opulence. Like
don't
he definitely, like you can see, like his fingers are covered in rings and
I don't
different
have
jewels.
eyes, and I can see.
Like
that.
he's definitely he's definitely more about that. You get a sense that he's like the one thing he seems to be concerned about more than anything from you guys is that A, there's something you know, or B, there's something you were on the cusp of knowing.
I don't know that Wolf is this smart, but like, and I don't know if you want me to roll for it, if you just want me to say it. But
I will say that the what I just gave to Wolf is definitely the impression that all of you seem to have, unquestionably. So if there's anything you feel like one of you would be smart enough to say, I will definitely allow Tate, you as a player, to like say like, hey, I think one of us should say this thing, and then if someone wants to roleplay that out, I will let you do it. And if you roleplay it well enough, you might not have to roll.
I mean, because my Tate's first instinct is basically telling him to some effect, like, yeah, you seem like the second-rate ruler, the one whose own paranoia leads to his downfall. Wolf would say smell. It's like you smell like the man who will lose a war or something like that. If he was smart enough to even know that that's a thing that is going on.
Solid. Okay, so you're playing on the insecurity. Okay, I could see that. Yeah, if somebody wants to like to pipe up on
literally
that.
just petty insults.
Yeah, if somebody,
I feel like Wolf would maybe know. I don't know exactly if he's read a lot. He's just not smart. I don't know.
I mean, here's what I'll say. If anyone that's not Wolf wants to pipe up on that note, I will let them at this moment. Wolf, if you want to pipe up on that note, just like roll me a generic wisdom-y check. I don't know,
I
Do
want
not have the guts.
I want to roll history just because I'm bad at it and that's funnier.
I mean, listen, I'm not here to tell you what not to roll at, friend.
15
15 is not bad.
Dude.
Yeah, I'd say you probably get the impression that that's a thing you could say to them. Yeah, no question.
But yeah, it would be deliberative, just like a long smell. And Wolf doesn't even know if this man knows his abilities, but just you smell like the ruler who loses the war, as just he leaves, not resisting at all.
And behind you can just hear, you can't lose the war if you're the only one fighting it.
He literally told us of an
war
old man
thing?
that he was trying to fight him. Whatever, it's fine.
So yeah, if there's nothing else to be said, you are slowly walking away, and you know what? I'm gonna roll for this. Hold on, give me a minute.
Oh no, I don't like that look.
How to do this? I know how we're gonna play this out. Yep. All right. So yeah, nothing is said directly as you guys walk away, but Wolf, as you're walking, you do hear from behind you that kind of gruffer, higher pitched voice on the right, just kind of say behind you, just, I still want to kill that one. And you kind of get the feeling it's definitely directed at you.
He has that effect on people who hold him hostage.
And you guys get led off for a bit. You are led in the back towards a sort of like a large, sort of like a what appears to be sort of like a personal kind of like docking / like storing port that like leads like towards the Emir's palace. You imagine it's the way he gets a lot of personal goods in and out of the city if he needs to. There is a bloat ship waiting there, actually, one of those large whale-like creatures with a ship sort of compartment on its back, which you are led into. There's sort of the four of you with a couple of Torvali guarding you. There are also other individuals being taken in with you, definitely being dragged in from different places. Sorry, the rest of you, the five of you, the six of you totally, if you count the giant lizard, yeah. All of you are brought in. There are other individuals that are sort of on this being brought onto this ship with you, and you're all kind of crammed into this very large compartment, sort of like in the not quite in the belly, because it's not the belly of the ship, but like in the lower part of the sort of ship cabin. There's Torvali guarding the door. There is no light. There's no like light fixtures in this place at all. It's just dark, except for there are two small slits on either side, maybe about no more than like 6 or so inches high by like a foot or so wide. There's two on either side of the walls of this compartment where like you could like peek your eyes out to like look at what's happening around you. You get the sense that this compartment's more meant for cargo rather than people.
So Mako's right at home then.
Yeah.
That.
I have dark vision. It's fine.
Yeah, and so you're taken into the back, and there's about a half an hour where in just like this like relative darkness, you're kind of just sitting for a bit. You do notice that despite there never being anything put on you, you look down and there are these bright sort of like, and they only glow bright like as you notice them for the first time. Like when you think about them, they seem to glow brightly enough, but they kind of are these like magical looking shackles. They're like a dim yellow, but as you like think about like, oh wow, can I get out of here? Like they just like glow a bit. You do notice that if any point during this trip you try to sort of manifest any of your like divine magical energies mitts, you specifically kind of feel like there's a wall almost. Like normally harnessing your divine magic kind of just feels like reaching out and pulling them into you to manifest in the way you want. And you still can feel yourself like able to exert that pull on them. But as they approach you, there's just like this wall they hit and they never enter you enough to like allow you to harness your energies. Z, though, you're more attuned to harnessing your magic in a slightly different way. Again, it's one more attuned to like the spirits and like the dead and beyond. At any point during this sort of like period where you're sitting, do you sort of attempt to like check on how your powers are working?
Oh boy.
So go ahead and tell me how that manifests if you want.
So, I'm trying to think. Yeah, the first thing she'd probably try to do is manifest another story, or at least she never used the previous one, so it's just a continuation of the duelist, actually, because that's how it works. It is the same story until you spend it. So yeah, it would just be a continuation of the duelist, most likely. And seeing if that connection is still there.
Okay. So Z used kind of, so tell me what you're doing right now. Are you like sitting still? Are you trying to speak this story? You're trying to like how does that manifestation sort of happen for you? Tell me what is it?
At least like if she's just like alone somewhere, she's probably just like doing more of a meditation based kind of thing. Just thinking through it, just trying to just like connect her soul to that soul that she was talking to in the desert. Basically, that was the last time that we did this, and
you guys notice through the brief bit of light you get from your shackles as you think about them for a second that these like this cargo compartment is sort of sectioned off into different, I guess, like compartments, subcompartments, maybe meant to hold about a certain amount of gear, or maybe like but they fit roughly 10 or so people each. So all of you guys, including Net, are all in one compartment, thankfully, with a couple of other individuals, Sathani, who haven't really ordained to speak much or say anything. A couple of them do like whisper back and forth in Zoran for a little bit, but there aren't really any discernible words that you weren't really focusing on them. Zanara, you kind of sit off in a corner for a bit, kind of just spend some time trying to meditate and like see if you can, access that sort of that energy back within yourself. And for you, your stories, it's less of like a drawing in of energy and more of just like a something from within that kind of wells up and like kind of pours forth from your story. And so you're used to sort of like an almost inverse feeling to Mitch, where like Mitch draws in, you kind of just feel like yours a well and then an expression. Yeah, I don't know if my mic is a little bit weird. So you kind of feel it's more like a well up and then like an expression of your magic. And so you begin to kind of like build the story of the duelist within like the pit of your stomach for a bit. You try to manifest the words for a while. And normally you kind of know like how much magic or how much essence do you build within you before you kind of let loose. And you try to do that, but it doesn't come out at first. It just builds and builds and builds to the point where you begin to feel this almost discomfort in you. Like there's more in you than there should be. Like something beyond yourself almost is kind of just pervasively peeking inside of not like your brain, but just you for the briefest of seconds. You open your mouth to speak and your eyes flare with color for a brief moment. And you belt out words in a tongue you are certain for a fact you do not know. And as you belt out these words, these images play out, not just in front for you, but for everyone around you. It's the duelist, but again, it's that individual made entirely of woven cloth, dancing in this incredibly intricate pattern, just whipping about these strange pointed blades just as they move in this intricate dance. There are 3 of them, in fact, just whipping back and forth in this incredibly patterned sort of motion. One at a time, they kind of slowly, intricately spiral in each other, never crossing paths, but dancing within a hair's breadth of each other. This appears perfectly practiced. You continue belting out these words, not so much understanding them, but feeling an essence of something within you, something close to... It's almost hard to place. There's this sense of belonging within you, actually. Like something about this is like a piece socketing in somewhere. And everyone around you is just almost amazed by the slight like light show of these like strange woven looking individuals dancing in this intricate pattern. They finish with a grand flourish, each one lifting their arms together up towards like a point that kind of tri-points together. In their center, a very, very large, almost like, I mean, and these images are scaled down obviously because they're not full-size people, but compared to the size of them, you'd imagine just like this almost city-sized shape begins to kind of hollow out in the midst of them. It rises, and this maw, like a giant beast, opens up and snaps shut, and then the image vanishes. And Z, you collapse to the floor, exhausted, like you just ran a fucking marathon and a half.
I think when she started speaking, Wolf would have wanted to hear the story and be like sat down in front of her because just it's a good story.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, I think he's very concerned, and his first instinct is basically, again, put himself between her and danger. So like he's making sure if the door opens, like they could have seen it out there. He doesn't want them to do something about it.
There are no footsteps. There's no movement or anything. The only thing you notice at first is the other Sithani in the cabin with you guys kind of just like shuffle away a bit. And one of them
We'll growl at him.
Yeah,
It's good or bad. They're away.
One of them looks over at like, I guess like looks over at Mitz for like Mitz's employee and like tries to kind of say some words in a language you can't really perceive, and then kind of just
Does it look like that?
Do they do that often? They say in a very rough common.
Not that often. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I have a question
Go.
about these shackles and also just like the mechanics of how Wolf functions. If
Go.
I don't fully shift to have weapons, can I just like shift a little for flavor?
Yeah, fine. I'm
Is
that.
Mako shackled?
That's true. He's an object.
Good
as far as they-
question.
Use an object. No, that's horrible.
Yes, Mako, you are shackled. They were playing it safe. They figured they figured you don't talk, but they were like, this thing's at least baseline sentient. We're gonna shackle it just to be safe. just
I
we're
thought
playing it
that
cool.
was being animated by who was it, Ploy?
Well, no, they thought
No,
Mist was doing
they
it,
thought- yeah.
but they figured just to be safe. They don't know how to make Mist dismiss it. Well, actually, honestly, what happened was when the shackles came on Mist, they assumed you would just like clatter to the ground, but when you didn't, they were like, huh, and then shackle you too.
It's smart.
But yeah, I think Wolf would have tested shifting a little, not enough to like use any of his resources. But and yeah, when those people do that often, I think Wolf manifests enough of a wolf's muzzle to be obvious that he is not a normal person, just to growl at them and get them a little more scared and a little more away.
Yeah, they just shuffle backwards. Like they just immediately shuffle away from you guys and like begin to like chatter amongst themselves in that tongue you guys can't parse exactly.
But he can do that.
Question for the DM.
That's what I'm here for.
Is not also shackled though.
Your book is not with you.
God
Oh,
damn it!
no.
Nah.
All our stuff is
Oh,
gone?
no.
Is all our stuff gone?
Most of your weapons are gone. Yes.
But can
Okay.
but can Mitt still feel? Nah.
Mm-hmm. They are on the ship.
So do we want to get out of here? Wolf says to the group. I know that I have, but like the manacles are far enough apart. We could get out of here. Mako, did you hide thieves' tools? Because we could do it quietly if you did. We just hid some in you. They weren't really paying much attention to you.
Hid some in you.
He's a suit of armor. He can put stuff in there, right?
Thanks, I hate it.
It's very fair.
Miss
Yeah.
Miss is just like, well, I'd love to, but
I mean, I
Lots
could try
of
sleight of
cavities,
hand. I'm
cavities.
a rogue. I know a thing or two about slipping bombs.
Yeah, if you give me a sleight of hand if you want to see if you got some.
Something like that.
He's got +9 to that
24.
shit.
Yeah,
That's
Mako, as you kind of like shuffle the gauntlets that make up your hands around a little bit, and you do manage to like fish up a little like a little kind of like a little kind of like lockpicky kind of thing, and you're pretty certain if you shuffled your your fingers around, maybe if you like even like pulled a finger or two off and like tried to like move it around the right way, you could probably try to get it in the lock. It'd be
my finger.
you get the sense it'd be difficult, but you could. It's not impossible, but you yeah.
Yeah, Wolf's monologue would include like, I only kind of played along because I thought maybe he would say something would be useful, but all we know is some old man wants to destroy his city, maybe, and that we got totally sold out. And I do want to probably bite a chunk out of her face. Chauvelin is
Same.
like,
that's
I'm not really
entirely
one for
fair.
eating
So,
sentient things, but like, I've made the threat already. It has to happen. No one believes threats if you don't take them.
no, it's entirely fair. I like she's still breathing kind of heavily. I'm not sure exactly what was in that note, but I had a feeling it would leave a knife in her back too.
It's like,
Yeah, well,
We made
let's
it
see
look
what
like she told us to get the blood gems, so.
Mhm.
That is in fact what we did. We'll see what happens.
Oh, sorry, Wolf wouldn't have known that if you hadn't said that. Sorry.
No.
That was not fair.
How did
Stop
you know,
making
Wolf?
Tate.
Sorry. It was such a good plan. I know.
All right, so yeah, time continues to tick. You can kind of see the sun begin to like peek past the windows of vision you guys have as the day begins to wind on. You get the sense that maybe you're going to be traveling on this thing for a little bit of time. Night begins to crest, and you all begin to at least feel tired enough to feel like it's probably been about the whole day now. And eventually, there's not really anywhere for you guys to get comfortable on. You just kind of find a spot on the floor. You can cuddle up if you want to. I don't know. If you want to share body warmth, that's fine. It gets cold up here at night.
Body warmth? What's that?
Do we?
what's that?
But seriously, do we want to get out?
There's literally 2 people in the party that have body warmth.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like imagine being
You
an
have
endo
bird snake person, lizard person, armor.
An empty suit of armor.
Wait, hold on, guys. Do you want out? I want out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
we're feeling the
Wolf's not
ship.
saying this idly. He thinks he's definitely strong enough to bust open this door, whatever it's made out of, because they can't take his weapons from him.
And so, do the
It's
just
shackles
gonna-
restrict our movement at all?
I mean, so Foxxii,
So,
was that a successful sleight of hand check
Yes.
for Mako? So
yes, you
I'm
have
out.
you have a lockpick. That was sleight of hand to hide the lockpick from the guards when they checked
Yeah.
you. If you want to get out
Oh.
again, you could roll another one if you want, but understand the DC will be a lot higher than your standard check.
Oh.
You're welcome to try if you want, though.
I mean, Mitz over here is a little bit disconcerted that she
But
can't.
but as that's happening, and you guys can feel free to Spree, shut
No
up.
one can hear you. Hush.
No one can hear you.
Sorry, that's it. It's just a rogue stream manager popping in randomly for no reason. My apologies on that one. Sorry, guys. Fuck, you guys kill me. I can't. Oh God. Okay. So as the night kind of begins to wear on, it's later in the day, and as you're kind of spending your time chatting about possibly thinking about maybe getting out, Mako, you're pulling out that lockpick to let people know that like you have that. It's a thing that exists. You notice that there is a sort of soft humming sound building from the like group of other Sathani who you left alone. They aren't sitting together or huddled up anymore. They're kind of on their own, probably in the place you assume they're going to start sleeping in. But it starts off with just kind of one of them, and then another adds in, and then another adds in, and then that hum becomes this sort of low, somber chanting almost, which begins to pick up a bit in tone. And before you notice it, all four of them are singing. The song isn't one that any of you would immediately recognize unless you want to roll some kind of either history or religion or something like that.
Of course I do.
Of course,
my
Vince
God.
is going to.
go on ahead
I'm
with it.
all over it.
I will say I'll
Yeah.
let Mitson. Yeah, okay, go for it.
Oh, it's a natural one.
no.
Tragic.
No.
We hate those.
That's so sad.
I
Ooh,
mean, I
also
got a
pretty
3, so
What if
So-
Wolf goes with this -1? Because that's very entertaining to me.
Heck, go for it.
Literally, there's no reason
Watch
to,
him
though.
know.
Watch him know the thing.
No,
That guy-
I have a
Oh,
0.
no, he really doesn't
Wolf doesn't
know.
even know what
Almost
music
a
is.
19.
He's like, that's music? I guess, kinda. Pretty.
Wolf's just like
Yeah.
sounds or things, I guess.
Sounds like stuff.
No, but Mitz and Z, you guys have definitely you've spent enough time studying different cultures over in all your times, and you recognize a folk song when you hear one. It's a little hard to tell what the intonation is, as there aren't any words or even any pattern similarities you find to other like songs you immediately, at least not on top of the head. But some time passes on for a while, and like as there's sort of like the tone begins to dip and rise, you realize it's probably a song about perseverance or something to that degree, at least. That's probably a central theme to the song. There's definitely a lot more to it than just that, but that's sort of like the air you get from it is something about the idea of like perseverance and or survival or something like that, you know? But yeah,
Also
that's
went out.
yeah.
Should we start acting on this soon?
Well,
Think
I
as
just
soon
want to
as
check.
later.
I don't know if anyone had any other reasons maybe we want to play this out. I don't know what this tower is. Just this door isn't meant to hold me.
that's
Yeah,
great
I
for
mean-
you, Wolf. But and Vince is just gonna like hold out her hands and be like,
One problem at a time.
I can't feel anything.
Okay, that is a very big problem.
Feel my
Not
legs.
quite like that, but like and Mitz is like kind of like a little bit like panicky because Mitz has never been cut
Mhm.
off from her magic before. Because she's like, she's kind of like, I can't feel the magic right now. This is, it's like
Hmm.
I can still feel our mutual friend, but and she's kind of like just kind of like, looking a little bit like sad, like feathers kind of like
Aw.
drooping and just
Fuck, now I feel bad, dude.
Yeah, I
Fuck,
feel
dude.
bad to suffer.
now I feel bad, guys. Come on, dudes.
Hmm.
Don't make me regret my choices. Come on. That's not how it's supposed to work. I'm supposed to make
The
you guys
weight of
suffer and
your
you enjoy
choices.
it.
feathers just like drooping, and you can like kind of see like the arm feathers also just
Mm.
like
You're not supposed to make me feel bad with the role play. Come on, what the fuck? I'm sorry. Shit.
Hear me out. If we end up taking the crew, or at least some of the crew, captive and having them navigate to the tower, we'll have the ship and maybe learn something.
Yeah, although I doubt that if we fly up to the tower with a bunch of guards behind us instead of in front of us, that they'll let us in. Like, that's a plan of we attack the whole tower. Sorry, Spree keeps on making very funny comments and asked, what are they going to do? Arrest you again? And like, kill us. Kill us is the thing they would do, maybe.
That is in fact the
If
thing.
there's a lot of them, that's what Wolf would do, but he's not one for prisoners.
He'll kill you all. What do you mean?
Death is always an option.
It is certainly usually an option.
If
Is
you
there
want
anything
to
else
see
you-
what's in the tower, I mean, Wolf's confident about everything. He's like, but I think that we'll probably be able to break out of there too. because again, no one can actually remove all my weapons from me. So like, anytime we're ready to go. Also, yeah, Mako's very good at hiding thieves' tools. The two of us can definitely get the rest of you. I'm just worried that if we get there, I can never say the book's actual name correctly.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Meow.
Yeah,
With a
Like
click.
the sound a cat makes.
Sorry,
Meow.
I had a thing in my mouth. It was hard to do. My apologies.
yeah, I don't. I'm worried that they'll be taken farther away from us. I don't know also that they will let Net be in whatever kind of prison this is.
Yeah, let's
Exactly.
let's get out of here. Let's do it.
I mean,
I like the idea of taking over the ship.
I mean,
Works for
who
me.
will object to anyone else trying to use them? Very, well,
Strenuously, I
yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to do tonight, or is you guys planning to take over the ship? Are you guys just like gonna plan on that? And then, if you guys, are you guys launching? Are you guys planning on doing this thing tonight?
That depends. I would like to roll some kind of insight as to how good these guys are at setting up shifts of like guards. Wolf is trying to perceive when they do that and wait till right before it happens so he gets the tiredest guards possible.
You have been in this like
Box.
room
Yeah, I know,
for the
that's why.
entirety of the day. Like no one's come to check on you guys at all.
Yeah, then it would just be some kind of vague insight as to like, if I were picking a time,
Oh yeah, well
take
okay.
over a ship.
Just a
Roll it
guess.
then. Roll it then. I don't know.
An 8. Wolf's like, yeah, right now, at any moment.
Yeah, you actually in your head you're like, wait a minute, they're reptiles. So if it's nighttime, they're gonna move slower. So we should just go right now. We should just do it right now, guys.
I mean,
Yeah, I haven't used any resources for the day. Let's
Do we
go.
want to try to get some of these shackles off first?
that would be a
Yeah,
really
if
good
you guys want to
idea.
try and figure
Mako,
out a way to
any-
do that, sure.
You want to give it
Okay,
a go?
Mako, can you roll a sleight of hand to try and get someone's
I
shackle?
believe in you. I'll give. Oh, okay. It's like
Huh?
inspiration. I don't know.
Oh.
Okay, Mako, you do some finger jiggling. You move yourself over towards Ploy's shackles. You realize that though these shackles appear to be magically made, there is still like a keyhole in them.
Too late for the inspiration.
You
Fuck. The result of
Yeah.
it hasn't been said yet.
yeah, so you move over towards the keyhole, and you place the you place like your jimmy in, and you basically kind of move around with it, and it feels almost incredibly complex, but you're starting to get a handle on it. Like you're feeling like it's almost like normally picking a lock is just like kind of lifting some pins. It almost feels like there are pins in multiple directions to lift up this thing. And you're like, okay, this is like a 3-dimensional lock. What in the hell is going on? And you're like, you're like, give me a minute.
My
Give me a
hand's
minute.
about to disappear.
Give me a minute. Like you're trying on it for a minute. And right as you're like, ah, snap. You were like this close.
Wanted to inspire him.
Hmm.
But
Too.
as Ploy takes his hands back and jiggles them, the last bit of your lockpick that broke that broke in falls out, and Ploy's shackles vanish into magical energy.
Hey, you did it.
Hey.
Good job.
And with that, assuming the plan is to try and figure out some other things,
No,
we will
very
go
curious about these shackles.
to a break.
Yeah.
Spree, take us out. We'll be right back. Get some water. Get some, you know how this works. Be safe, friends. And we're back. Welcome
We're
to
back.
everybody.
What's
After
up,
long
guys?
deliberation,
Hey.
we're
What's-
back.
What's up? Welcome back to Seven Suns, Neon Lights, Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition actual play, whatever the fuck this thing is.
Yeah,
Being
whatever it
of
is for any
Foxxie's
much longer.
existence.
Our players are here. They have decided to attempt to break open their locks to escape from the prison ship they are currently on, being transported to the tower after meeting the Emir of Wadal, who has sent them off to be held before they are sent to the pits. The point
You're still
being,
talking, chat.
the point being, God damn it. Okay, I got this. The point being, so they've decided that they're going to try to get themselves out of these magical shackles they are in. Mako just managed to reveal that he snuck in a lockpick, and while he did break it in the process, he was able to break the magical locks holding Ploy's shackles. So Ploy is now free. The rest of the party is still in their shackles, and the lockpick is broken. You are now on the ship. Carry forward with your business.
So as we discussed a little bit during break, but in character, can we roll some insight onto what that look was? Or I guess, Zanari, you had a moment with Chevalin?
Yeah.
I don't want to pry, but is there anything critical?
No,
there?
no, I mean, she backstabbed all of us, so I don't really have any qualms about talking about what that was. It was a look of regret. She was sorry.
Wow, it's like it could have been totally avoided if you just said literally a single word about it. Huh.
Almost, and that's why I didn't have too many qualms about giving that note. What did that note contain, by the way?
So, not much.
Not much.
Just some, some information.
Mitz proceeds to like read off exactly what she wrote in the note verbatim.
Okay, that's fine.
Excellent deception.
That's fine. Yeah, basically, for those who don't remember, the note was a forgery, which effectively allowed them to implicate Chevalin in telling them to seek out the blood gems, rather than the previous thing, which was simply just like her saying, "Hey, go in this tomb, find some stuff for me." They've made it a more direct, like, "Go in this tomb, kill the guardian, bring me a blood gem," to try to implicate her in their whatever they've been wrapped up in. Yeah, and so that was sort of, and so yeah, again, just like Zanara, you can recall that like the look on her face was definitely incredibly genuine by how you rolled on insight. It doesn't look like she was like trying to be like, get fucked, you know? But yeah, it was genuine, like, I'm sorry. Like, just the look of a person who just like wishes there was something else they could have done, or maybe perhaps in the back of your head you thinks someone who thinks this is the only way for certain things to happen, and thus says just, I'm sorry for this.
We just fucking.
Wolf will be sorry too
Like,
later when he rips her face open.
Yep.
He'll be very sorry.
Certainly make her sorry when we see her next.
So, and Ploy's looking down at his arms now that are unshackled. Why did we unshackle me again? Guys?
Don't know. I was
You were the
about
first one to offer your hands
help
up.
with,
You really should have.
my
I mean,
ways,
I
but
don't really do
I
any
thought I was trying
magic
to
without,
unshackle myself.
something to throw.
Well, Mitz is gonna.
You and I are. Oh, that's also
gonna
not true.
look over at Mako and be like, "Can you, if I pull out a feather, can you use that as a lockpick, or is that
I'll see what I can do.
Oh,
yoink?"
What's
Well,
dirtier than
also, I
feather?
mean, also we could search the room for other stuff. We could talk to the other inmates. Maybe there's a loose screw or something that could work better too.
all options you
True.
can do.
These locks aren't normal locks, though. So they're must be magical in nature or something. But they, the pins in them appear to come from all directions. It will take me some doing. Although I think I was getting a hang of it
All right.
by the.
Yeah, so normally I would say this would be at disadvantage given that you're not using a conventional lockpick, but given that you rolled so close to getting it last time, I will say that you have a pretty good handle on it, so this will just be a flat roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Mitz is gonna,
Yeah, basically you're getting disadvantage from not using a regular lockpick, but advantage from rolling so well previously, so they're canceling out.
Okay.
Go
I don't
for
suppose
it.
the difficulty goes down at all.
You perhaps
No.
want a little help with that this time.
Nope.
Inspiration?
No help.
If you want to have,
Yeah.
oh, never mind. Yeah, you should have.
Oh.
You should save that.
Pepe hands. I'm sorry.
Well, in the meanwhile,
It's not even that
How many
funny.
feathers do you have?
It is very funny. What do you mean it's not that funny? Just imagine like he's trying to pick this lock, the feather breaks, and just Pepe hands.
I wasn't expecting everyone to fucking die though.
I think we've broken the DM.
This happens regularly.
We have
Oh
we've done
God.
it.
I am
Oh.
sorry and not sorry at the same time.
I am supposed to be a professional, guys. Okay,
Mhm.
you understand
Well,
that I have
listen, we're just
I have
having
a-
fun, bro.
I have a page on Start Playing. Okay, people are supposed to look at this and think, man, I want to play with this Foxxii guy. He seems like a really professional and like good GM. You guys are fucking that for me, okay?
What do you mean? This is
You're-
great. People are gonna
you're-
see this and think,
I'm
"Wow,
sure-
these guys have so much fun.
Yeah,
I want to
exactly.
be there."
Oh God. Okay, all right.
Why do that?
I'm so sorry. Okay.
toast.
Oh, I'm back. Okay. Whoo.
So who's,
All right.
So whose shackles were you trying to pick there?
I mean, I was looking at pointing. I pointed to Z, and then like Mitz is gonna like head over to like the other Sithani and just like start pointing at things and try to like learn the language. Like,
Yeah, just like nothing better to do.
So you guys weren't being very subtle with this like lock, shackle jiggling. They all were just like staring at you very wide-eyed as this was happening. So yeah, as you kind of come over and start like trying to point out things in the room, one of them opens his hands and you see that he has a couple of screws, like in between like his fingers, with the intent being like, if somebody came at me, I was gonna just like punch for the throat.
But he can get out.
Ploy.
maybe.
Three hands.
And he'll kind of like look very hesitantly at you and then look over to the person who growled at him earlier and be like,
Oh,
"I
it's not
don't know
looking
if
at
I-
them.
if I want to give these up."
Do any of us notice his apprehension of Wolf?
Yes.
All right.
I mean,
Mako looks at Wolf and just goes,
Yeah.
and
The-
then
Satani kind of looks over at you, blinking. It's dark, so he can't tell that you're just like a walking suit of armor. But just kind of like sees the hand held and kind of just like leans forward with the hand, like hesitantly. But again, looks very quick, just like, I will snatch my hand back if you try some stupid shit.
Wolf will go sit
Alright.
in the corner and look away from him if that helps.
with the practiced delicacy of an experienced thief, Mako takes the screws from the.
Right. And you're
Yes.
pretty sure that if you had something to like secure it or tie it, the screw plus the feather combo could probably make a pretty sufficient like proxy for the kind of feel your lockpicks give. You just need something to like secure the screw down to the feather stem.
Could I alternatively ask, since Ploy is good at crafting, and he has his hands free, could I alternatively ask him if he can fashion the screw into something more workable?
More workable as in like a more
As a
workable
lockpick.
lockpick? Oh,
Yeah.
I can.
yeah, Ploy, I'm pretty sure you're sure that if you like spent a good amount of time getting at it with your claws, like your nails, you could probably file it down some.
Together.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. You
I guess
definitely
you go
sure.
with tying it together instead.
Hey, whatever works for you guys. But you definitely feel like you could if you had enough time. Definitely work at it.
Well, Mitz is just gonna continue her game of trying to learn like simple words in whatever Zor'aa dialect is. So she's gonna like point at like the door and say door in common, and then say a door again in Draconic.
I did have a length of rope on me. Could I use that, or was that taken?
If you fray it down some, you could probably use one or two strands of string from it. Yeah, more than likely.
Go for it.
Okay, let's go. Let's do that then.
All right. So yeah, Ploy, go ahead and roll me some kind of crafting for that. And Mitz, why don't you go ahead and roll me just like a flat intelligence check, just to kind of like get a sense of like how much time how well you spend time like gaining some basic knowledge of Zor'aa.
What do you want for crafting?
What do you want to do for crafting?
I mean, survival, does that work?
Mitz is so
Yikes.
tired. And, like,
This is just like,
scared.
I'm so tired of this shit, dudes. I don't want to do it.
Mitz ends up saying something
Mitz-
incredibly
Yeah.
offensive.
Just
Yeah.
like
Door. Fuck.
just, hey, fuck, excuse me. He just backs up like,
Mitz,
what's wrong with you?
I'm sorry. Like just like I'm sorry.
If you want to roll again, I'll let you roll again. It's fine.
Does the
Okay.
survival or perception work?
Mm-hmm.
For this?
Mitz is gonna try
It's
again.
a 1 and a 2.
Survival
That's
makes sense
so
considering
sad.
your crafting style.
That'll work.
Oh,
It's meant to be. It's meant to be.
You're just
The
you
one
point-
language she
you
can't
point-
learn.
You point at the door. You're like,
Can I
you're-
roll
you're
for
pointing-
draconic instead of intelligence?
hold on. You point you point at
Door.
the door. You
Cock
point-
again. Just
Can I
can't get it
roll
right.
draconic language check instead
Oh
of
no.
flat intelligence?
Oh no, we have a 2 where we have glasses and headphones off. Oh no.
He needs to clear his head. There's so much laughter going on.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
no.
F it. We're gonna use the actual.
This is gonna take us a while to get out of here.
I'm so sorry.
Only if we roll like that.
Oh, God.
True.
Okay,
Hey,
finally,
awesome.
I got a
Yeah.
15 plus
Oh,
4.
Hey, Mako,
that's
here's
a
your
19.
lockpick. Here you go.
Oh, I hate you guys so fucking much.
Have fun with that.
No, you don't.
No, I
Kid,
don't.
I rolled
No,
with
I
my
don't.
actual dice. I got a 15 plus 4. So that's
Okay,
19.
we'll stick with that because I need this to go. I need this to work. My God. Okay. So mates, you managed to after a few like minutes of like pointing at things, like you point at the door, you're like door, and you just like dopa, and you spend a few more minutes doing random things like that for a bit, and eventually you get to the point that like you're trying to get the language, and so he starts doing something like, for example, he stops and like waves at you very, very awkwardly, and just says "Tautani," indicating that like that phrase is like some kind of greeting or like a word you say to like say hi to somebody or things of that nature. Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, the time doing that.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
It was another moment.
Oh no, it's happening. Oh no. Oh no, it's happening.
No.
All right, you know what? Oh God, I hate this so much, guys. Okay, it's all right. We'll work through it. We'll power through it. It's okay. Everything's fine. We'll power through it. It's all fine. Okay,
Oh, man.
so you managed to make the lockpick. It's totally fine. You have a new lockpick now. Do you want to use it on someone else's shackles, Mako?
yes.
Go for it.
I look at the rest of them and say, any takers? Or any volunteers?
Uh-oh.
It's okay. They'll be
That's
back.
up,
They'll be back. It's
that's
fine.
ba- oh,
Our
there it
alignment
goes.
is off. That's fine.
Everything will be fine.
I
It'll
mean,
be
Mitz is gonna
it'll be
point
fine,
over to
guys.
Z
Where am I?
because
Oh, hey,
she's
wait,
busy
where's,
learning the language.
Hey, look. there's
Ah,
Anthony.
yes. Zanar. Yes, I attempt Zanari, who I'm
Go for
sure.
it. Please,
will be thrilled.
please just roll. Please.
Okay, so do I have advantage on this one since it's more like a real lockpick?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
25.
Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, just like that you meets it beats it. So yeah, you managed to literally just like you kind of have a handle on it this time. Again, it's like a weird sort of 3-dimensional pin system. You feel like, but you kind of get like, and you almost feel like the angles are different than they were when you were getting at ploys, as if like each one seemed to have like a different angle pattern almost. But you managed to get at it in a right way, and kind of after a bit, you kind of hear a really satisfying click. And yeah, like that. It sounds like that. It sounds exactly like that, actually. It sounds,
That's exactly
it sounds like
Very
exactly what it is.
Acoustic. I like it.
Okay.
Everyone's
Jesus
wrong now, but
Christ.
Welcome back.
not me.
Hey, I don't
Hey.
know what just happened. My
It's fine.
computer was just like,
It's fine.
hey,
It's fine. It's
no.
fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
your computer's
It's
like,
totally
hey, you know how
fine.
you're having a great time? What if we made it worse?
It's totally
Yeah, like
fine.
what if I
It's
just
fine.
blue
Wait, it's
screen?
fine. It's fine. We keep going. Don't worry. It's fine. Shut up, Spree. We keep going. So You managed to get Zanari's shackles off. Again, similar. They kind of pop open and just deploys. They just evaporate into magical energy and disappear. Zanari, your hands are now completely free, and you have your range of motion back. More specifically, you feel like you have much more elegant and control over your magic.
Sounds good.
Mitz is gonna point over to that
Yeah,
and say like freedom and like see if she can't learn like what the like unlocking or some kind of like similar term is from the.
Oh, wait, hold on. I actually wrote this. Hold up. Wait a minute. I got you. Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second.
Orbits.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. This is important. I know this is important for reasons. Oh, I got you.
No,
So
Sir Heck.
no, not again. Not again.
no.
Wait,
was
no,
it?
but you're
No,
moving.
she's fine.
Wait, no, but you're moving. You're
She's fine.
I see-
Yeah,
I
what?
see-
Are you trolling us?
No, I'm just talking about the fucking screenshots that you
What?
guys took. Jesus
Why
Christ.
would you bait me like that, Michelle? Why would you bait me like that? I was in the middle of a super important thing. Why
Okay,
would you?
so for the people watching the stream, Sir Hex stood really still and just texted the server saying, "Why does this keep happening?"
So we
Yeah.
thought she crashed
Crashed
again.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. We have to get back in character now, guys. We gotta
Yeah,
bring
yeah.
it back. Okay. Whew. So, Mix, you are spending some time just like, pointing around trying to find different things. Eventually you kind of like, you point almost like down at your shackles and just say like freedom. Like you kind of look like try to separate your hands a bit. And then you look over at Zanari as like the shackles disappear and just again say like freedom. And they point over at you and you can hear all of them kind of muttering to themselves, Nakali, Nakali, Nakali. So that's a thing, which is happening, and you should be aware of. And so that's that. Zanari, you're now free to do whatever it is that you feel like doing. I guess that leaves Mako and Wolf and Mitz still in shackles, correct? Yes.
And probably whoever else is with them.
Yes, the other four are for Thani, which if I need to get tokens for, I will. But they are currently also still in shackles. Yes.
Okay. So Mitz is gonna turn over to Mako and be like, "Should we free these guys?" Or actually, not even Mako, to Z and be like, "Should we free these guys?"
We should.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
You should
to
ask
me.
them how willing they are to fight.
For our cause.
So here's what
The
I'll offer
greatest
you.
cause, freedom.
If you are concerned about time, then Mako, I will need you to roll individually for these different things. But if you are not, you can try to be as finicky as possible. Take your time and patience to not break your improvised lockpick, and you can just roll a check, and the check will determine how long it takes for you to do this.
Okay.
I'm down to double or nothing, but it's up to you, man.
Oh, why is
Highly
it
up
up
to
to
you.
me?
I mean,
Because you're the one doing the lock.
Because you're the one doing the lock picking.
Yeah. Can you ask them if they will help us if we free them?
Mitz can try.
In your 5 minutes of learning this language.
of
Some of them spoke common.
I got a
Like,
feeling it's gonna
one
get
of them
more
spoke
swear
common a
words in
little.
second.
So Mitz is gonna like charades like aid, like help, and like say help.
How does one charade
Oh,
help?
you know who in the party could help with charade with that?
This guy.
Okay,
He also
Mitz,
has his shackles off, so full range of movement.
yeah,
That's true.
Ploy can go ahead.
Yeah.
Ploy, help me out here. Can you?
Yeah,
Can you
So you and me, we do this.
Yeah. So
Who's there?
Yeah, so they kind of stare at you, just like an awkwardly, kind of like raising an eyebrow for a bit, but eventually they kind of get the gist of it. As you start like mimicking throwing hands, you're just like, it's like and eventually they're kind of just like, and they kind of nod their heads, like, yeah, they seem hesitant, definitely, but they agree.
Okay, and Mitz is gonna be like, nah, Kali, it's like freedom, right? So just like what little words that she knows, she's gonna like try to be like, do you want freedom, right? Like,
And so Mako, did I hear which of those did you want to spend time doing the doing them individually, or did you want to like do you want Try to do it to like take like the take your time roll with it.
I'll take the time since
right,
we
just
don't know
give me-
when the
All right,
guard
just give me a,
shifts are
yeah,
anyway.
just give me a sleight of hand then.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah, so with the 21, it takes a decent bit of time.
21.
It's 21. You fumble like once or twice on like some of them, but you kind of get a sense of like where the pressure point is for this. So whenever you kind of feel like you're about to break, kind of like stop and like pull back a little bit and you're like, okay. Yeah, I don't know why you're breathing, given that you don't breathe, but you know.
Nervous tick at this point?
Old
It's a
habits die hard.
force of habit from when you were alive, you know. But you spend some time working with it, and eventually you do manage to get all the shackles breaking. Mitz, as soon as yours break, you are just like feeling that flood of connection with your magic again, and it kind of just feels like a refreshing like sense of like comfort again. Just like, oh god, I feel like you just got home after a really long day, you know, like you were just working super long. You just walk in the house, you're just like, oh god, yes, like you know, like that first sat on the couch, you're just like. Whew, fuck! It feels like that. It's that feeling, exactly, but like in your soul, you know. So yeah, you guys are all free now. You do hear though a bit of shuffling outside the door, as it sounds like there is someone approaching.
Can Mitz? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say.
Is there anything
All
around?
right,
that
everyone
can be
look
used as,
subdued.
like a makeshift weapon.
Everyone look captured.
Yeah.
Is there anything around that looks like it could be used as a weapon?
Give me like a perception, insight, something like that.
Sure.
I mean, if Wolf goes first, you're not going to need that.
Whoops, that was accident. Actually, that was accident. I'm so sorry. I
Wow,
didn't mean to do that.
Biag.
My bad. My bad. Wrong token. Sorry. So yeah,
Wolf
so
will help him if it gives him advantage so that he can take the higher one.
go
But I
for
mean-
it. That's fine. Yeah, I'll take that. What did you roll? I'm sorry, I'm not looking at that right
You
now.
got a
13 and 18.
18.
Okay, 18. So yeah, we'll take the 18 then. That's fine.
Mhm.
Wrong thing to do. You need it back up here. Here we go. Yeah. So you do that for a bit, and you do find that there is at least a couple like large planks that like made of like just like been pulled up in different journeys. In fact, you kind of see one of them kind of like a floorboard coming up. You yank it up, and you see like it's like a floorboard with like a solid sized nail in it. And you're like, yeah, someone could probably give this a good bat around if they had to. You know, not a problem. And then you kind of dig around for a little bit, and you kind of again you find another piece of wood. You kind of like break that one off. It's kind of like got a decent sharp point to it. You think maybe it's like a jab. So you have two sort of improvised wood weapons that I'll just say for the sake of the game would probably do about between like 1d4 and 1d6 slashing or piercing or bludgeoning damage if you depending on how you describe you want to use them. But I am willing to say that each of you has a piece of wood to arm yourself.
Wolf's not picking anything up.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, sorry. You go.
Oh, I was gonna ask if Mitz isn't sure if anybody's gonna come in, but can she use prestidigitation
That's a word.
to make it look like they still have their shackles on?
Sure.
It's not really
So Mitz is gonna cast
That
Well,
thing.
Prestidigitation.
Yep.
the unpronounceable name, and just make it look like
the unspoken cantrip.
The unspoken cantrip. I hate you.
unspoken cantrip.
Give me a fucking second. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It's like, I mean, it's not like I need to roll for it. I just make a.
it just happens.
They all glow, so it's just a pretty illusion.
Can Wolf tell which direction the door opens from here?
Yes,
Like dark vision and such?
it opens out, like out away from you guys.
Okay. Is it possible? Like, does the door go all the way up to the ceiling?
Huh?
Oh no.
Does the door reach the ceiling?
Does the door? It's a little short.
Okay. Now, I guess I probably have to roll for this, but like, if we leveled up, I would be able to do this without rolling at all. Can I like jam myself into the top above the door, like try and grab the ceiling with bear claws and just like wait
Like
above the door?
Yeah, sure. Give me like I don't know, whatever you think.
Athletics?
Athletics, acrobatics, whatever's appropriate. I'll take athletics. I'll take athletics. Yeah,
Athletics
fine.
generally is
No,
for
no.
climbing, but this
Yeah,
isn't
athletics.
really climbing.
Z's just going to be obscuring her hands and just looking subdued.
Just
I
looking
look
subdued.
captured.
17.
What is the redemption pin? Please, I need to fucking focus. Oh, fucking course.
I mean, what did you
What else
expect
would
it to
it
be?
be?
I don't
Free,
know.
why do you do that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Ooh, you know what?
It's even
Free,
got
you just doing it.
nails.
Do
I
that.
haven't suffered enough today, I guess. That's fine. I'll just suffer more. That's okay. Thanks, friends. I appreciate someone doing the
Oh,
right
thank you,
thing.
sir.
Thank
Look
you.
at that. Someone
Cheers
doing
to
the right
that.
thing.
It feels cheating,
Yes.
though, for someone
Free,
who
thank
is
you for doing the
in
right
campaign.
thing.
It's fine. It doesn't.
Ah!
It's only really cheating technically if like people who are in the Neon Lights organization do it. I feel like, which technically I did earlier, but
Oh, is that how we got halfway there?
no, actually, I didn't give that much.
Yeah.
You said you
I
set
only-
a limit on how much we can donate, right?
I was going to. I
Good
didn't.
one.
I only gave. I only gave as much as I had on my personal account, which wasn't that much. I had like 700 or so. Anyway, moving
Oh,
forward,
watch
but
the product.
we'll talk
So,
more
yeah,
about
we're
that
still,
later. Anyway,
Yeah.
Wolf, what'd you roll for me?
17.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and say you can successfully do that. Could you also give me some kind of like perception real quick, if you don't mind, Wolfie boy?
Yeah.
And anyone else who wants to, as you'd like.
Okay. We'll roll perception, I guess.
Always up for a good perception roll.
Even
Everyone
if
loves a
Mitz is-
perception roll.
Mitz is
Did I make it about smell? Could I have taken the
oops,
higher of those
I
two?
forgot to turn off advantage.
Smell would not have been the thing you wanted there.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so
here.
Natural 20.
Ploy, Mako, Z, and Mitz, you kind of feel some of it because of your ambient connection to the sense. You feel a strange kind of hum of magical energy coming from like not too far from you all. There is a solid sound like a whoop. And then just outside the door you can hear some voices.
Mitz casts comprehend languages.
You could have done that this whole time.
She was in shackles.
It's more valuable
She
to
was in sha-
learn.
She was in shackles.
Education.
Technically, she couldn't.
Fair enough.
And then
I
she
offered to
realizes
get
all
her.
she realized all the terrible things she said to them. She's like, "Oh no!"
Sudden realization of the shit she said on accident.
Yeah.
Mitz, go ahead
Okay.
if you'd like to roll comprehend languages.
I mean, I don't
No,
know.
it's just a
if
thing
I-
that
right,
I
happens.
don't
You
need
don't
to-
roll.
Oh yeah, right, you're right. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. Yeah, you cast a spell. I was waiting for the
I
spell
just
card to pop up.
I just comprehend all languages for 1
Yeah, so
hour.
outside the door, Mitz, you specifically hear two voices that sound a little bit familiar, but definitely aren't any voices of the guards you've been hearing outside the door recently. One of them says, "We will be going in there." And the guards kind of just say, "Yes, of course, but are there problems? Orders?" And then another voice says, "Something like that." Move. You hear a as something is kind of pushed against the door. And give me un second.
Him.
Oh no.
It's
Oh.
these two.
It
Yep.
definitely
I
is.
knew
I was
it.
gonna say it definitely is.
Yep. And
In walks Rabash and Kali.
That's the door.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I just listen.
Fine.
I don't.
This was
Don't
the
worry
door.
about it.
I don't
Didn't you
fucking know.
make this map?
No. Of course I
Shush.
fucking
Shut up.
we don't forget to credit the artist, even if it's
You're right. Oh shit.
Who did make this map, Foxxii?
I didn't. Shout out to Feed the Multiverse, by the way, whose map I found in a last minute, or Tate found in a last minute panic on the internet. Thank you for having this perfectly made airship map with multiple layers to save me having to make one in the 20 minutes we had on break. You're a saint if you're out there somewhere watching this. Thank you, Feed the Multiverse. Also, we need an artist on team, so contact us. We'll pay you money if we ever get money. We don't have any money right now, but when we get money,
But when we do.
when we get money, we'll talk. All right. Anyway, so yeah, in walks Kali and Rabash. As they walk in, give me un secundo. I'll even roll this so y'all can see it, so y'all know. As they walk in, as they walk in, they kind of just like look forward. Kali just kind of has again that same really just like creepy-ish like smile on her face. Rabash looks directly forward at all of you and just says without looking anywhere else, "Get off the ceiling."
It is very, very critical. Are they carrying any weapons? Do they look even remotely aggressive?
They are always armed. Rabash has his crescent staff. Kali still has all three of her blades on her.
I'm gonna roll insight to not do this, or maybe do it. We will see. Because Wolf is like, is this the moment?
Well,
The game wants it to be 19, so are they about to like move us, attack us?
They don't.
I want to know.
They don't appear hostile at all. They don't appear like. I mean, okay, let's be honest. Rabash appears poised, calm. He still has his staff in his hand, but it's kind of like in like a martial poise behind him, behind his back almost. You get the feeling that like through like just like the way his muscles are kind of like poised, that like at any moment he could just like a quick like lash out attack.
Yeah,
but he's not. He doesn't seem to be planning on that. He's not like trying to hit you. Kali looks like she's on the verge of like breaking anything's skull in, but you get the feeling that maybe that's just how she's
always is.
That's just kind of.
like,
That's just kind of.
understand her.
Yeah,
Wolf
that's
understands her very deeply on that.
Like, yeah, you're kind of like, you're like, oh, she definitely wants to fight. Then you're like, maybe she always wants to fight. Actually,
I kind of always want to fight.
kindred spirit.
But I think in character, he doesn't like move a muscle, but as he's just splayed up there, he's like, give me a good reason.
Kali just throws to her, points to her pole arm and says, "This thing can reach the ceiling. That's why."
Guys, I don't want to fuck this, but like,
if you think this is the moment, then this is the moment.
You do you. It's all you.
Yeah. Wolf would like to.
These two cards are gone. They're not there right now.
Wolf would then like to rage immediately. If the first thing he says is "weapon will hurt you," he's like, "All right," and yeah, I think it is. I've forgotten their names, but the one who specifically threatened him.
Kali?
Yeah, Kali.
Mm-hmm.
The one who always wants to fight.
You're dropping onto her. That is the plan.
This is not even a drop. This is bunch my legs up behind me and full on bull attack her. Reckless attack, all of it.
You're trying to just hit her, right?
Yeah, the combat has started. His plan is to attack.
Okay, go.
If I was allowed to, I would say roll initiative.
I mean, first off, do the hit, and then, yeah, do that thing Tate just said, guys. Roll initiative.
All right, let's see this. Ooh.
I have advantage, by the way, because I am reckless attacking. Because of course I am.
You sure do. Yeah, that is a hit. Give me some damage.
I'm gonna wait to see this.
Oh
first.
no, we're doing initiative. This part
Yeah,
where
we
Mitch kind
are.
of regrets not casting augury.
Psych.
Maybe you want that turn order. There it is.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Oh,
Shit.
sorry, I not put on.
It's too late.
Hold up. Okay.
I should say 9, by the way.
Nah, you're hold up. I got it. So
Okay.
miss your 21. I got you. I'm gonna get your old turn. Ploy, what'd you roll?
12.
Okay, cool. So that sticks. Wolf, what do we got?
I haven't rolled yet. I was waiting for
Okay,
turn orders.
we'll deal with that then. Mako, what we got?
5.
Okay, Z.
I got a
Got a 7.
7.
Oh no.
She's
Z is already in the turn order.
I'm already there. Oh,
Oh
no.
Why is everybody?
Yeah, but Wolf still gets this first attack in. Do I get one attack or a turn in? Those are
You
very
get one
different
attack.
questions. Yeah, okay. It's 9, by the way, actually. I forgot to put on rage damage.
That's fine, not a problem. Let me roll some. Oh, Jesus, the ears are falling. It's a bad omen. 13.
Just goes to show Foxxii
Plus-
wants the ears to stay on.
I hate it.
That's
I hate
what
it.
that means.
I hate it a lot. Please stop
should.
hurting me.
Gotta stop dropping my metal dice. They're freaking metal. It's gonna damage something.
Break the floor, goes to the basement.
Okay.
Um,
Give me a second.
that expression does not inspire confidence within myself.
Descending. There we go. So Wolf, you lash out, and you know what? I have to roll to see if they're surprised. Actually, that's a good thing I should check on.
They literally called him out. Element of surprise lost, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, no, I meant like surprised by the fact they're actually like gonna jump on them or like attack it or fight them.
He has literally no reason not to. I cannot imagine a reason.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Wolf, you definitely do that.
He said they didn't seem hostile.
Wolf, you do that 9 damage to Kali, no question. Like you I'm actually gonna put this on the other bar so I can keep track of this in a more accurate way.
Mhm.
All right, so yeah, you do that 9 damage to her, like no question, not a problem. As you kind of like you come down, you claw, and like she kind of like tilts. She has like a crown, so like a crown-ish thing on her head. This is so weird to do with ears, but your claws
Yeah.
kind of come down and like swipe at. God damn it! Like you swipe at, like you swipe at it. You kind of claw at her. You definitely do like see a bit of blood come as it's like a shallow cut. But other than that, not much else happens. You do kind of drop down off the ceiling. And we'll deal with what happens with that in just a moment because it does work out pretty well as far as the turn goes. But initiative order, Rabash goes. And he will just dart right over here. And Mitz, tell me.
Oh no.
Hey, Mitz, what's your AC?
16.
So a 24
Also,
hits
if I
you?
get hit with anything, then shield
Yeah,
pops
24.
up and gives me a
Yeah, go ahead and get that temp health.
plus
Go ahead and get that temp health. You're
A plus
gonna need it.
5 AC. It puts her to.
Yeah.
Oh, plus 5 AC. Okay, so what's your AC now?
16 plus 5.
21.
21, I think.
It still hits, doesn't it?
Yeah, 24 still hit.
All right, you take 3 damage. He's gonna do a thing. And Mitz, I need you to make a Constitution save real quick.
You're asking me to
Yes.
make a Constitution
Yeah.
save.
Right now.
Mhm.
Like immediately.
Great. 14.
So Mitz, Rabash kind of like moves, and again, there's like almost like a blur, and like you see like a quick little blur, and then you realize like, hey, he's closer than he was before. And then you feel kind of like a slight pain in your chest, like, oh, he just hit me. That's kind of rude. And you think like I should probably hit back. And then you go to move your arms, and you realize they feel really, really numb. You are stunned, love.
Okay.
Fun stuff.
Like you just kind of like collapse over, like you can't really control your bodily functions right now.
Right. But I'm assuming prestidigitation's still up because that doesn't take concentration.
Yep, it's still up. So they all.
So it looks like we're like at least Mitz and everyone
Yeah,
else besides
it
Wolf
does.
still has
Yeah,
has
everyone but Wolf looks like they're in shackles still, which is again that's more likely why he went for you, as knowing you're a caster was like, I'm gonna not let this be a thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give you that stun lock icon. And that kind of sucks because it's your turn. So if you want, you take Constitution save, try to break the stun, but that's it.
We're gonna try that, but
Go
like,
for it.
Might as well.
I don't think Mitz is gonna pass it.
Oh,
Nope.
Nope.
Yeah. So yeah, you try to like lift yourself up, and you're just like, oh god, like it's like it almost feels like your nerves were scrambled a bit. Like you go to like lift your arm, and like your knee moves a bit. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
It's like, like Mitz is like kind of like muttering himself. It's like, is this some kind of like pressure point? Like just like kind of like going like like her brain is still working, so she's like still dissecting what kind of like is this some cool new martial arts, and is like kind of like nerding out over the martial arts while still being like,
Yeah.
oh shit, I can't move.
Hey Wolf.
But this is really cool.
Hey Wolf. You want to
Mhm.
roll me either acrobatics or athletics of some variety, please? Because you're about to get grappled.
Absolutely. I have advantage at
Having a
this
grapple.
because I'm raging.
Go for it.
17.
Oh, sorry. I actually fucked that up. No, that's fine. And then. Oh, lucky you, huh? So, fun fact: she also had advantage. But
Oh, interesting.
but that's from a different thing though. But it's not from having rage.
Yeah.
She's not a barbarian. But yeah, she's like, as you come down with the claws, she just kind of turns and like tries to like reach up at your throat with her hand to grab you. But you kind of just manage to swat that away and like topple to the ground under her. And that is that for her, as she doesn't have she attacked. She could bonus action, but no, she won't. Ploy.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is
Alright.
it Ploy or is it Z?
Oh, you're right. No, Z rolled a 7. It's Ploy.
Wait,
Yeah,
then
you
where's-
just didn't add
where's
into the
Ploy?
turn order.
We don't see Ploy or Wolf on there.
Yeah.
Wait, at
Or
all?
Mako.
We don't.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah, we're
There's
not.
Oh,
on
'cause
the
they're still
turn
on
order.
there.
But Mako's not on the turn order.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
if you've
okay.
selected a token from a different map or a
That's
different
why.
layer, then
Yeah,
it won't show up.
That's why. Hold up.
We'll just follow you what you say it is.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's yeah. I got you. Don't worry about it. Here. Let me add turn 3, and then who else is not seen? You said it was Ploy and Mako aren't seen as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boy, Mako and Wolf are all not
Okay,
on
I
it.
got
Well,
Mako.
Wolf
I
is
got,
now.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then Mako, your initiative is a 5, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me get rid of
These
your
are
old
very
ones.
slow boys.
Boop. And okay, and then I got the old ploy. Boom. And let's reorder. Descending. Rabash already went. Mitz went. Kali went. Ploy.
All right.
Boy.
So Ploy's
Boy,
gonna look
boy,
down
boy.
at the piece of wood he has in his hands, think to himself, "What am I doing? I'm a lizard man," and throw it over his shoulder and go to bite Kali.
Yeah, go for it. Give me the
All right.
roll to hit. A 14 does not hit. You go to chomp, and she just kind of turns the shoulder, and you just like you chomp on that big old shoulder pad.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. I wasn't thinking different. I was thinking of a different game. Anyway, you're right, Tate. I'll remember that for next time, but it's okay. So yeah, boy, you just kind of like jump up and like chomp on that shoulder pad, and she just like, get off of me, rodent, and like knocks you away.
I'm gonna chomp again.
Go for it.
Get off here!
A 16 also does not hit.
What? Ah.
I mean, look at how much armor she has on, though.
I will say, and I'm only gonna say this because I care about fucking with you guys. She definitely only has 17 AC for melee attacks. Because like you can tell by the way she blocked this, it wasn't so much the armor itself as much as just like her unique martial poise just let her turn away from your second strike.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else, Ploy?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so as you just kind of nip at, College kind of like laughs and just says, and just kind of just lets like, you have spirit, small one. Alright, go.
Okay. She's gonna see Mitz getting wailed on. She's gonna hold out a hand and just say stop. And cast hold person on both of these. 3rd level.
Okay.
I need some wisdom saves.
Wisdom saves, you say? Alright. Well.
It tells me that the far one is probably kind of good at that, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Hold up.
well.
My dice won't keep. I keep going, but that's off the table. I'm sorry. Okay. What's the DC on your save?
15.
Okay. Oh, and then the second one. Okay. Well, so you hold out your hand, just like stop, and Rabash kind of just like turns, like Rabash turns before the spell hits him, and so the turn happens, and they both freeze in place. Like Kali kind of just like freezes as like she's like going for like her blade for a bit. Rabash also freezes, and just cracks his neck.
Fair enough. Okay, got one maybe. It's fine. Sure. I am also going to bonus action determine tail. So let me roll a bardic inspiration and figure out which
Do you think?
thing. 4. This would have been very helpful a bit ago. It's the runaway. I was literally just looking at it. Telltale of an adventure that could escape in confinement. Once I put it on a target, they'll be able to use their reaction to teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space they can see. When they teleport, I can choose a number of creatures they can see within 30 feet, up to my charisma mod, to immediately use the same reaction.
Cool.
What's your charisma mod?
It is a +4, I believe.
Damn, son.
Yeah,
So that's
+4.
all of us in this room, or at least all the heroes.
All the heroes, at least.
Y'all can go 30 feet. Y'all.
So, yeah, it'll take me an action to bestow that, but it's determined at this point.
Unfortunately, Ploy and the book are not here. Otherwise, we could just teleport 30 feet away from this and let Mitz save us with Featherfall.
Oh my god. That's so good.
Wild.
All right.
Bye.
Anything else?
Yeah.
That is all I got.
Mako.
What are the
Oh, boy.
people doing, by the way? The other prisoners.
Oh, they haven't had their turn yet. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
They're mostly just cowering, though. You can see they look very, very terrified.
All right.
I get
It's
that.
okay. They still look like they have shackles, though, so it's okay.
Mako, go.
So, what are the stats on this piece of wood?
As far as damage,
Can it have finesse? Is what he wants to know. Now, hold on.
sure.
Hold
Sure,
on.
Dan. It can have finesse.
Now, remind me, Kali, this one
Kali
here
is
is the one
immobilized,
who
right?
immobilized.
Yeah, she cannot move currently. Yes.
Does she have a dagger on her person, and can Mako just pull it out of her belt?
Yes. Actually, you could.
Can I attempt to do that then?
Feel free.
Just
Alright.
run up and just take everything.
Wolf's
Shit.
about to, actually. He's about to hand you martial weapons because
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Mitz is still muttering to herself about the like how cool the martial cool stuff.
like that was a
Yeah,
very cool move.
It's like kind
If
of
you-
stunned and
if you
conquering.
want to roll, so the rules for hold person are so weird because like
They're paralyzed.
yeah, like it's but like yeah, go ahead, just take them. We're not gonna worry about it. Just take them. Whatever you want to take, just take. I guess.
I'm
at this
sorry,
point.
I keep breaking your comments. I'm
It's
sorry.
fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay. It's
Okay.
okay.
I do this every
Um,
time.
So I take let's see.
She has one sword is sheathed at her left. Actually, there's a pair of swords sheathed at her left hip. There are two small daggers sheathed at her right, and there is her halberd like pole arm on her back, which she was reaching for.
Okay.
I will using your
Are
action.
the swords
Grab any one of them.
Pardon?
Using your action, I'll let you grab any one of them.
Okay. Are these swords short swords or long swords?
They are not like any swords you've seen before, as their design is a little bit unique. But you could definitely tell one would operate more like a short sword and one would operate more like a long sword.
Okay. I go to grab the one that is more of a short sword.
All right, take it. It's yours. We walk up and just slide it right out of its sheath. It's a very curved blade with a small square handle towards the edge of it, but it's very, very finely forged. Definitely better than most of the ones you've seen around Zor'aa recently.
Okay. And you said that took my action.
Yeah, I can make it a bonus action if you'd like, since you're drawing up weapons a bonus action anyway. So yeah, if she were fighting back, I'd make it an action, but nah, you're fine.
Okay. And I guess I will attempt to swing at her with the short sword.
Go for it.
You have advantage at it because she is incapacitated. She's
That
dead.
exactly is what you do.
Yes, I also do not have a macro for short sword because I use a rapier.
It's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it that much. It's totally fine. Don't stress.
It'll be the same to hit, so you
Yeah.
can probably just hit it for the
Just roll- yeah,
that
just roll the hit.
damage is less.
Yeah, just roll the
that's
hit.
Just roll the hit and then we'll figure out
Alright.
damage.
Let's hit.
Yeah, vanish. Roll again. Yep.
God damn.
Oof. Yeah, it was both nits, unfortunately.
Damn. But at least
So
I
yeah,
have my-
Things against armor.
you take the sword and you just go like kind of pings against the side of the armor. And she kind of like, even though she's kind of hell, you kind of just hear her go. Anything else from you, Mako?
Well, I use my action and my bonus action, so not really.
We
She
cycle
can run
back.
away. She can't
Yeah.
take reactions. She's
That's true.
paralyzed.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, we cycle back over to Wolf.
Okay.
And Wolf, as you kind of rise up to do whatever it is you're going to do on your turn,
Mm-hmm.
Rabash does kind of, again, not being frozen, turns to look over away from the koala folk he just slumped and just says, "We did not come here to fight with you."
Actually, Wolf would be like, well, that would have been a good reason when I asked you for one. Your friend threatened me with a weapon. If you don't want to fight us, you should say that first. He's still enraged, so he's not happy. As he's saying this, he's about to grab
I mean, it's not a
her
happy-
friend by the back of the neck and use her as a weapon. So this person better speak quickly.
I mean, we're kind of getting our asses handed to us.
Yeah, Rabash
Mm,
just
you
Rabash says, Rabash just kind of like says like, "You understand this conflict is futile for you, yes? Even if you were somehow to kill both of us, this ship is loaded full of guards in Torvali who would either see you murdered or have you thrown over the edge. And I don't think any of you can fly."
Well,
We'll go with that. Wolf is bad at lying, but he definitely considers Mitz's Featherfall to be flying.
In either case, I apologize for ruining your small friend over there, but you got aggressive with us first. Stand down now, and no one else has to get hurt here.
If someone wants to take over for Wolf, but right now he doesn't trust his own insight, so it doesn't matter how high he rolls, he definitely doesn't going to back down. This is a threat.
Ploy's ready to keep chomping.
Hey, well,
We'll
Like,
just
yeah,
So
kind of.
why did you come?
Same
then?
if they don't. Yeah, like if they don't offer transparency.
well, you guys can keep talking. That's what I'm saying. Is Wolf
Yeah.
gives the space for you guys to
Exactly.
talk
Yeah,
because
so-
he's
Ravash turns
Mako
over.
does
and just-
not put
yeah.
down his weapon, but he appears willing to talk.
Ravash, kind of seeing that you guys appear to at least want to listen, he just kind of offers a slight sigh and just says, "The Emir is capable of sending many people wherever he wishes. He thought it pertinent that we intercept the ship before it reached the tower and retrieve the one of you he found the most interesting." He says with like a very obvious like groan on his face.
You're not giving us much incentive to not fight you.
Trust us, believe me, that I don't agree with all of my lord's indulgences, but mine is to obey.
you said one of us. That's the part that is most concerning.
Exactly.
If it offers you any
I mean, I don't
comfort,
want
if it offers you any comfort, I can assure you the Emir does not have plans to kill your friend or you all yet. He has promised to fight in the pit and has already begun talking about so promotionally, having word spread around the city. To disappoint would be a mark on his image. None of you are allowed to die just yet.
Does the Emir
it
often
still sounds
fight?
like a thing I want to do.
Sorry, Mako, say something?
Does the Emir often fight in the pits himself?
No, the Emir is not one to seek out such things himself. He enjoys the, let's say, the panache of battle, but not the cut and thrust of it itself. In either case, we don't wish to harm you any further. Stand down, release your spell from my friend, let us take you with him, and the rest of you can go to the tower peacefully.
Wolf is absolutely 100% ready to do the thing he was about to do anyways, but he can be stopped. Like,
Yeah.
if someone says anything.
Z has hold on the spell or still. And she's like, the only way that I will willingly agree to go is that the rest of everybody here also goes. They don't have to be right by my side, but they need to be nearby.
Were I one to negotiate, I would say that your offer is fair. And you seem like just people. Unfortunately, my lord's will is... unfortunately, yeah, and if you say unfortunately, then like if you want to go for it, then go ahead. Do you think it's your turn?
I have exactly one question.
Go.
You said there were no windows. Are these boarded up windows? Or
They're not.
just not there.
I didn't
Okay.
make the map. It's not.
I know.
Listen,
I just wanted to ask. I totally get that. There is a second
no
plan.
windows. I said there were no windows. There are no windows.
It's fine. No,
Once
it's fine.
again,
Okay.
shout out to Feed the Multiverse.
Super appreciate
Yeah.
you, by the way. You're great.
So instead of this person who is paralyzed next to me, Wolf is going to double-handed pick up and use as a bludgeoning weapon against their friend.
Okay. Roll an attack for me.
I believe it should be the same as just any of my other attacks because they're all the same bonus. So I'm just gonna
roll it.
Oh dear.
Oh come on!
Only a
I get 3 though. I'm doing all 3.
Go for it.
I have advantage too because I'm reckless attacking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
The
come on!
first one
Why
does
did I
miss,
get-
unfortunately. Even with the advantage, the first one does miss.
Oh.
Second hits, third hits. So yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
All right, it's gonna do an extra roll because I accidentally pressed a button. All
You're
right.
fine.
Well, I don't know what damage a person is supposed to be.
I would count it as an
That's a
improvised
sentence.
weapon, but you can just roll whatever your normal weapon damage would be. I'm fine with that.
Whoa.
All right. I mean, if I get to pick whatever of my weapons, then I'm gonna use the slightly larger one to be mean.
That's fine.
Sorry. Gotta.
9 damage.
Mhm.
You gonna roll it again? 12
Yep.
damage.
Not bad. So yeah, you just kind of take Kali and bludgeon like
By the
just
scruff of her
bludgeon
neck and the
her
seat of her pants, and just. Whoop.
Yeah. Let me quickly roll something.
Oh.
Yeah. Rabash kind of like he definitely takes the hit. He takes the damage, no question. But like as you kind of like fling her into him, you do manage. He kind of just like does his best to kind of move with the fling and kind of like just supplant her on the ground.
I don't.
But
Also
yeah.
don't know if,
So cool.
I also don't know if she also takes damage from being used as a weapon. That's up to
She
you.
does. I'll have her take some. Yeah.
Okay.
I got it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
12 plus 9 is 21.
21.
There we go. And then half of 21. Okay, cool. Got it.
I will, just to help you, say that my bonus action was grabbing.
Yeah, that does make it a
Oh,
little
so-
easier for me. Okay.
Because it's a thing I can do, and I just feel like it's unfair if I get another grapple this turn. So yeah, I think that's
All right.
And then I
Anything
don't know. Wolf would try and keep both of them on this side.
Mm-hmm.
Drop
So
them
yeah.
and kind of move
So Rabash.
around his target.
Yeah. So Rabash kind of as he takes Kali, just kind of like takes Kali and like drops her on the ground, and she kind of grunts in annoyance. Just turns and says, "So a demonstration then." And let me do a real quick measurement of distance if you don't mind. Oh, that's tragic. So he just dashes straight over here.
Is he
Like
immune to opportunity attacks?
Yes, actually he is. Thank you for asking.
Monk.
Because I literally already prepped this. Sorry, I already prepped that before asking.
Oh yeah,
actually.
nope, sorry. I mean, it would have hit, but he just kind of like you go to swing at him, he just kind of like again, just two fingers just gently aside, runs past, comes up to you, Z, and is going to try and hit you with things.
Oh no.
What kind of thing?
His open palm mostly is the thing.
Oh
okay.
no.
Not a good thing.
Hey Z, does a 23 hit you?
Definitely.
Surprisingly, no.
Alright.
It fucking
No,
did.
I won't hit.
That's
Z-
almost double my AC.
So Z and Mitz, you've noticed that there is sort of like as he moves, there is this kind of flare up of energy you kind of feel around you as this happens. Z, you take 11 damage, and I'm gonna need you to make a con save.
Okay, let me mark the damage first.
Well,
That's
so
like
first make your concentration save to see if
Oh.
if your spell breaks, because that's a bit more important.
I only have +1 to this. 16. Yeah, for damage it would. Yeah, the spell would hold.
You're good.
But now we do.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Oof.
Nope. Didn't
Oh,
matter.
no.
Yeah,
I'm
same
fucking
deal.
done.
You just feel like your whole body just
No.
kind of seize up for a bit and fall over, and just kind of you see like again like he kind of falls out of his very clipped poise and just says, "That's both your casters down. I can keep dispatching you if I have to."
They're the squishiest ones. Come at me.
Mitz, Constitution save to get up if you'd like.
I mean, Mitz is
I would like
gonna
to remember-
try.
I would like to remind the DM I dropped the other one over here. Just
That's true. Yeah.
17.
Poop. Yeah, you're good actually. Yeah, you shake it off. You kind of like after a while, you kind of start to feel out like, okay, if I think about moving my left pinky toe, my left index finger or my right index finger moved. Okay, and after a while, you're like, okay, hold on, and then you get it. You kind of you eventually figure it back out. You get your body back in order. It still feels a little bit weird, but you're like, I'm pretty sure I got this.
Okay.
And if you don't want to move, I'll give you because technically that like is kind of your action to resist, like to shake off the thing. But if you want to take an action, I will say you can. Okay, here's what I'll do. You can either take an action or move, and I will say, keep in mind where you are.
yeah, literally
Yeah.
standing between the two biggest people in the room. So
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, first off, Mitz is like okay. It's just kind of like okay, I can move, and then like see, and then suddenly, and then like see, looks at Wolf, looks at Kali, like I don't want to be here right now. and just kind of and wait, how far can Mitz move when she's just gotten up?
I don't like the rule where you can only move half your distance when you get up, so you can move your full distance if you want. I think it's kind
Okay.
of stupid. I hate
Mitz
it.
is gonna. Well, Mitz is kind of concerned about Z, and also she doesn't want to give away that she can still do magic right now. So like, so she's gonna like awkwardly try to get up with her like hands still cuffed, like looking like her hands are still cuffed, and then like walk over to Z and just look up at and just like kind of like bare her fangs at like I don't remember Radash and be like and just like
you have heart. That it for you?
yeah, that's all Mitz can do because Mitz can't really do anything right now. It's just kind of like
Kali's
it's just, like on top of like
Kali's woke spells broke. Anyway,
Yeah.
Oh, but she
So-
made the Constitution save or concentration.
Yeah, but once you're stunned, you can't concentrate on anything.
yeah, that was the trouble. Was she failed the Constitution save to keep the.
She basically had two
to not
con
be stunned.
saves, and that's
that's
just
basically how
horrible.
that went
Exactly.
down.
First one was fine. The
Which is
second
the
one was
better
not.
do them in that order because that kind of mattered. So yeah, Kali will come up and take a swing. That is a miss. She's gonna swing again, and that is a hit. Or at least, Wolf, what's your AC?
It is probably 16 right now. It's 15 because I
Okay, cool.
haven't shifted as a bonus action yet.
So then 18 hits you. Cool. So here's good. She kind of comes up. She kind of doesn't. She thinks about drawing the pole arm for a minute, but instead kind of just like comes in and draws at like the long sword that she still has, and kind of like cuts up at you, dealing that +3. So-
Actually, it would be 3, or is it round up or round down for rage?
Oh, you're raging, right?
Yeah.
Does that count for magical weapons?
Yeah, it's just all bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. All of it.
No,
There's
bludgeoning.
no magical
piercing.
claws.
Oh wow, really?
It just has
Is
all
it?
bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Well, there you
All of
go.
it.
Yeah. Well, okay. There you go. Yeah. So
That makes the totem barbarians who take bear crazy because it's literally everything but psychic. It's just I don't care.
That's absurd. Yeah, there you go. You fucking yeah. You take
Not magic. It's Wolf is swole and he doesn't care that he got hurt.
Fair enough. I respect that. Hey, I ain't mad. Yeah. So that kind of
Was it round up or down?
I think it rounds up usually. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, then it's 4.
Okay, so you take the 4, but I don't actually know for
I
certain.
mean that's 4 damage on Wolf, who's
Yeah, that's
probably
5 at
gonna
least.
help.
So yeah, Ploy, before your turn comes, Rabash kind of turns, recognizing that you're about to act, and just says, "Just like, you all don't want to do this. I don't understand why you're fighting so hard."
That's why you're the peon of an evil person and a dick, and we are free.
That's why I'm in a position of power, and you're on your way to a jail cell you'll never escape.
Maybe that's what you think. And I'm gonna bite him.
Bite.
Go for it.
Bite.
Nom.
Nom nom.
Wait, you don't have advantage anymore because he's not held. So that is a miss, unfortunately. That 15.
Nom.
That 17 is a hit though.
Hey.
Nom.
He takes 3 damage. So yeah, you just kind of So yeah, you kind of just come up and just chomp on him for a bit. He's just like, "You wretched creature," and like kind of like bops you off of him a little bit. Doesn't you don't need damage, you're fine. Z.
Okay, dice gods, help me out here.
I believe.
Help me out.
Help me
Sorry,
roll.
God.
I believe.
First
Oh
three.
no.
They did not
Three.
help her.
Oh god.
Well, Radash
Oh,
has to go
no.
through Mitz first.
It's fine.
Big Mako. We needed you.
All right.
I know.
Mako takes the short
Oh my
sword
God.
and charges Radash.
Go for it.
And
Holy roll. 23. Good
That
job.
is a hit. Give me
Nice.
some damage.
all right. Proficient.
1d6 plus all your sneak attack.
Oh yeah.
He is flanked.
How much damage did you take with the fancy short sword that you took?
It's
Just roll like your regular weapon. It's fine.
okay.
Oh, then it's a fancy short sword. Ooh.
That's a very fancy short sword.
Mhm.
So I can just roll the rapier roll then. Or
Yep.
okay. Oh, but for sneak attack, what do I do?
What you had like I think like a D8 or something, D6.
It's a number of d6s depending on the level you're at. Which
Yeah, you get one. You get a certain number of D6s.
Yeah. Okay. So
Also, these are coming off.
right.
For now.
For now.
or
I hate you all.
So lucky.
Hey, I'm never gonna do it when I'm on stream, but just
and then
wait.
another 4, so 8 damage in total.
Okay.
No,
And
you get a
then-
lot of
No, you get
d6s,
2
and you get them
per-
all every time.
Hmm?
You get a lot more than 1 d6. It's a lot of
Okay,
d6s.
yeah.
It should say on your
Yeah.
sheet.
Oh, I thought. Oh wait, let me check.
Got a lot of d6s to add to that one. Actually,
We're 5th level. You have 3 d6, and you get
Yeah,
that
right.
every time you do sneak attack damage.
Oh, okay.
so roll another 2 d6s.
Yeah, it's like the classic rogue thing. Like first attack will be a ton of damage, and then
Yep.
the second one is just
All right,
like
14 damage, and
Yikes.
then
Purple Phil, thank you.
since I succeeded with my sneak attack,
Mhm.
Yeah,
I will use. All right. Wait, I need to check something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here and you are here. That's great. I will use Whales from the Grave to deal half the number of sneak attack dice round up. Okay. Whoops. I will roll another 2d6.
Uh-huh. Just the dice. Okay. Oh, all right.
Nice.
And
That is
deal that much in necrotic damage to Kali.
Yikes. All right.
And it doesn't look like there's a save or anything for that. That's powerful.
that is
Wow.
very good. Wow.
That does seem-
Well, I mean, the drawback is I can only use it when there's multiple enemies in the fight, which has
guess.
not been applicable.
Well, all
I
right.
guess, yeah, they got to be within 30 feet, so you know.
Yeah.
All right.
Even if it's futile, we cannot consign our friend to such a fate.
All right.
Sorry, Meko yells
yeah,
that as
he just turns and says,
Yeah, it's good.
it says,
Mhm.
it says, her fate will be secured most safely if she comes with us. The same can be said for the rest of you.
It's not. It seems difficult to talk with someone who doesn't understand the basic concept of freedom. So, like, Wolf's not going to say anything at this point.
Yeah.
Mitz is still covering Z, and she could just like.
Wolf, go.
Uh-huh.
I'm stunned.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
stunned.
Not be stunned.
Wolf is going to do his regular shift as a bonus action. So his
Uh-huh.
AC improves by 1, and he gets how many d6 is it now? It's a few d6 as part of his. It's 1d6 plus con plus level.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Of what? Like temp health?
Yep.
Yep.
That seems pretty nice.
Oh, whoop! I did not do that right.
It's all good.
.r/r.
Just roll a d6
Copy
and add
pasta
to
for
8.
slash.
Or just, okay, 10. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, get those 10 HP points on. Have fun.
Yeah, and then 3 good swings.
Have at it.
21.
That's a hit.
25.
That's a hit.
20.
And those are hits. All 3
Didn't
hits.
even need-
Give me damage.
Didn't even need the advantage.
This is what Wolf does.
These are the rolls we were looking for.
8, 7, and 7. 14 plus 8 is
22.
21, 22.
Bam, bam.
50. Okay, cool. So yeah, she just like kind of takes like a bunch of this sort of battering damage from you, and she definitely starting to look a little bit more weary of this kind of fighting. Doesn't look as as secure or confident as she did when she first started this little brawl of theirs. Anything else for you, Wolf?
No, he just wailing away and like extremely unsophisticated, just blah.
And
This
College
is
kind of
not
like
his delicate fighting.
like arm up. She's kind of like taking the butt ladder, just like I will enjoy gutting you. Rabash
You're
is
going to
up next.
taste good.
Ravash is up next, and let's see, what will he do? There are options.
I mean, Mitz is on top of Z right now, so it's got to go through Mitz first.
So he will. Mitz, does a
That's
20
great.
hit you?
With shield technically up, no.
Nice. All right, then so the first one misses. He's gonna swing again as he has multiple attacks. That is also a miss. So he will instead sort of slide back over here to Kali and just says, he slides back to Kali. He whispers something to her in Sethani that you guys can't exactly parse out too much. And Kali kind of growls. And then, Wolf, if you want to give me something acrobatics like real quick, or athletics like, something real quick. It's nothing crazy. You kind of see her like surge forward and try to like shove you a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So 20? Because while raging, I have advantage at that?
That would have worked. She didn't crit.
Ah, boo.
So yeah, she just kind of like surges forward and just like bullshit, like barrels you out of the way. Just like, shoves you over a little bit. You don't take a damage. She just like shoves you out of the way a fair bit. And then Rabash kind of grabs onto her, and he shouts something out very loud in Sethani. There's this quick kind
Does
of
Mitz
bolt.
know because Mitz still has the... Oh, wait, no.
Apprehend.
Well,
You would have
wait,
stopped
no,
because you got
concentration.
stunned.
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
stunned.
it's done. Yep.
But
Broken.
that doesn't require concentration, though?
Oh, does it
Does it?
not?
Oh.
Doesn't. I just
well,
understand
then-
for 1 hour any language.
Well then in Sethani, Mitz, you hear, "Return, my lord," and there is a bolt of lightning that sort of strikes, magically doesn't cause any actual damage, but just strikes through the ship, and is like, again, that similar just woof sound you hear, and those two are gone. In their place is nothing, just them. It's gone.
In their place is nothing.
They're just gone. There's a sort of scorch
Wolf
mark
is actually
on the
weirdly
ground.
disappointed. He's like,
Okay.
But more than anything else, you hear outside of your door lots of shuffling and or stomping feet.
Mm-hmm.
We definitely believe them when they said that there was a whole bunch of guards, like a whole bunch, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
And it sounds
Okay.
like they'd roughed up 2 of them to get here.
Can we?
I bet they just walked away. I mean,
Yeah.
we need to find our stuff, and we need to get out, like, now.
What about the
Uh,
other prisoners?
As you are
Then you
hearing
can
this, actually-
carry it once.
so yeah, so Wolf, you turn over and look at these guys who you're thinking about carrying. You're all kind of wondering, like, okay, let's get our stuff and get the hell out of here. And as you can hear it, and it's almost kind of hard to hear as the sound is almost ate up by the wind, but in the distance you hear a very loud war horn, just a the shuffling of feet
That's
outside.
like the prison sound, like
Uh,
the jailer sound.
I don't know, the shuffling of feet outside your door begins to sound louder, as well as what sounds like some shouting, some voices yelling back and forth, maybe perhaps barking some orders. There also begins to sound like some loud kind of like claps of sound off in the distance, some of them sort of popping off in the air not too far from you, until suddenly this side wall of the airship is ripped open in a violent explosion. Just
So much more
That's
convenient
wild.
10
I was
minutes
about
ago.
to ask Z to blow the wall open with shatter.
The trouble is, as you're all coughing smoke and clearing debris and dust away from your faces, is you are pretty sure that's where the others were standing.
Hmm.
And there are now so you're kind of taking this all in, and there's more clatter, more shouting, more yelling, and certainly more explosion is happening off in the distance. Something's attacking the ship.
Well, Mitz is very sad that her new friends are possibly dead.
Can I go check like out the hole now and see like what's attacking the ship?
Mitz, you're not Z. You're no longer stunned. You're fine.
Yeah.
Yes. Boy, if
She
you guys would
breaks
like,
out of the stomach. Son of a.
Yeah.
Mitz gets like
Really
gets
God.
off and just like gets up and like offers Z a hand
Nico
up.
goes to check as well.
So Mako
Oh,
and
fucking
Ploy,
hell,
you
yeah.
go over to check, and there are about 4 Sethani that you guys were all protecting. 2 of them are huddled over one, who is clutching a wooden plank, kind of just impaling straight through his center torso. Another one on the ground. Well, at least you assume that's where they would have been if anything besides their arm was still there. And so those two are just kind of muttering over the one who's kind of huddled over, and you see just a light kind of leave their eye as that person on the ground kind of just falls over. And the other two just kind of don't know how to react in all the clamor of this battle that's happening all around you. There's just noise and shattering. You can see, again, no guards have come to open your door or anything. They've just been, they've all been, you can definitely hear footsteps and things running by. You can maybe even possibly hear a very distant clanging of weapons, possibly, or some shouting or screaming. But as you go over to the whole ploy, you quickly notice a large bat-like figure just quickly fly by the thing. And as you look out in the distance, you can see there are a couple individuals, and they're hard to tell because in the air, pretty far away. But you can see these large figures, kind of like bats almost, with large flowing tails coming off of them that end in almost hook-like shapes. On top of these individuals are definitely humanoids, people. Some of them occasionally protruding large spherical things from a patch, doing something to it to cause a small fire, and then hurling it in the direction of the ship, only to explode several seconds later. And yeah, they are riding these large, massive things, which you are pretty certain you've seen species of like other kinds of like large flying mammals in different desert-like biomes like this. So this doesn't seem too uncommon. But yeah,
Even the space pirates.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is just this massive hole in the ship. There is a bunch of explosions and fighting going on in the distance. Guards begin running off to go take their positions and do things. You guys are here in the hole, watching these two individuals who are left alive, nursing their two dead friends.
I can carry two. We need to find our stuff and go.
Our stuff and net and go.
And
I counted him. I shouldn't. Sorry. I
So-
counted
so-
both of them as stuff. Sorry. That was mean of me.
Mitz can speak now. I guess. Well, Mitz can understand languages anyways, so maybe not speak it, but they can definitely understand. So they're gonna
Stay there.
try-
This is a good exit point.
Yeah, so they're gonna try and do their best to say Nakali, and like point to the hole and be like, let's go, right?
All right. And so you're going out the hole, like
What?
Or maybe not.
Well, we need to find our stuff
No,
first.
we need to find our stuff.
but
Yeah.
we will.
I'm just
Yeah, no, we're not.
No,
We're
no,
not
no,
fucking
we're
jumping
not-
out here.
no, we're
Shit,
gonna-
no.
Get our stuff first.
So Mitz is gonna say like Nakali and just like point to Wolf, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah. So as you're talking through this, you eventually so you come over and like they kind of look back and forth again, very panicked and worried. But one of them you see is kind of clutching a small like something in their twinned hands. They're kind of clutching it and holding it close. As you come up close to them, they look up at you and they just say like Nakali and like clutch that thing closer to their chests and begin to like rise up and like help the other one get up, and they begin to try to move wherever it is you guys are going.
All right, freedom.
All
Off we
right.
go. All right. Can Mitz sense where?
So yeah, we're gonna theater of mind for a bit as you want. So Mitz, the first thing you do is you reach out to kind of feel the connection to your soulbound compatriot, your book, and you definitely notice that like it's about a floor up and roughly not too far back from the ship. You're pretty sure if there are stairs in the back of the ship to get up, you're probably right under it just about if you take those stairs. And other than that, you kind of get the feeling that like whatever they're being kept in is a nice large open space. So you probably get the feeling that maybe reasonably other people's things are there. Maybe Net's there too. Who knows? For the sake of time,
Mitz is
it
gonna
probably
just,
will
like,
be.
try to send like a message to and be like, is the pet lizard there?
Nya comes back, and there is an
Nya.
Nya. I'm so super dry right now. I can't do it as well as I used to be able to. Comes back, and like there is a noticeable irritance in their voice. Just it's tried to eat me twice already. Please hurry.
That's my boy Net eating stuff.
That's fair.
Is
Is it right above us? Would it be easier to blast the floor open? Or would be worried about breaking stuff. We're probably worried about breaking stuff.
It's definitely above you guys.
Yeah, so Mitz is just gonna be like, well, our stuff looks like it's above us, but it seems like Net's about to eat. I think we might want to hurry up.
Like
I
directly
think
above
the
us?
battle happening where the ship might fall out of the sky is also a reason we should hurry.
I agree. If it's directly above
Wolf
us,
gets
do we
sarcastic
wanna-
when he's raging. Sorry.
Do we want to go through the ceiling? We can go through the ceiling.
It's something I can see. Like I can see through, right?
Like the hole, like the hole in the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if you
Easily,
blast
like
it,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Are
Honestly,
you gonna
like
blow a hole in the
I
ceiling?
can get us at least 30 feet up
Oh, you can see because of the
less.
traveler thing.
because of the runaway. Like I
oh,
can.
yeah,
I can
if you blew a
warp
hole in
us
the
all
yeah,
up.
if you
Yeah.
blew a hole in the ceiling ahead of you, you would see directly above you, which would be the floor
Yeah.
directly above you. And yeah, the floors aren't that high in this thing. 30 feet might even get you more than one floor if you really wanted.
I mean, you could always
So-
blow a hole
Go
and
to our
toss
stuff.
people through.
Toss me.
Yeah, how do you plan on how do you toss me? How
me.
do you
I mean, you
plan
can just
on-
take Wolf with you, and he'll break the floor to get back down. Instead of-
How do you plan on blowing the hole in the ceiling?
I mean, I can always shatter it, probably.
You sure fucking can if you
Oh,
want,
yeah.
bud.
Do you
Nobody's
guys-
telling you not
Are
to.
there any other solutions or no? Do you guys just want me to do that?
I can try and just break the ceiling with my hands. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, Wolf is also kind of tall, and you said the ceiling's only like 7 feet above us, so
Well, just I can also grow a great big old tail that has reach, so it's like 10 feet of spiny tail.
yeah.
So I can just use that.
I don't know. Whatever y'all want to do.
Smash it. Smash it.
Alright, I'm just going to physically smash the wall. I'm going to rage,
Yeah.
so I have advantage at whatever I'm doing with this.
You going
And
for the
it's-
one above you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
Break a hole.
simplistic wood. It's not definitely very strong wood, so I'm not even gonna make you roll like anything. Give me damage. Just give me damage. Like you can roll if you want to roll like whatever damage you want. I'm totally fine. It's not a big deal.
I'm going to use the one for this because it's also some of my highest damage.
That's fine.
Sorry, I just needed to.
It's fine. No big deal.
Smack.
Yeah, that's more than enough. You just kind of like you shatter a good sizable like foot or so hole in this, enough that you can definitely see up the level above you, and then like directly above you guys is some kind of like hallway or corridor. But Mitz, you can definitely feel it like down that hall for a bit is probably where yeah, and the rest are being stored.
Yeah, I'm just going to lift the rest of them up through that hole then.
Let's go.
Fair enough. All right. You lift your friends up through the hole one at a time. The Sithani, the two who are
Right.
come with you, or two at a time if you're a big strong boy, whatever.
Boy.
He
Two,
is a
three.
strong boy, though.
You just kind of just
Yoink.
yeah, but whatever the case,
Mako
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Mitts are very light. Just
yeah, you throw the rest
Mako
up there.
probably doesn't need any help.
But
That's
as you
fair.
get up, the two Sithani, you notice that the one who was clutching something very close to them appears to be holding some kind of medallion or gem or something in their hand. You're not sure where they got it from. Maybe they hid it in their robes before they were taken prisoner. You're not sure. You reach up through the door and you begin running towards the back of the ship. Trying to find some kind of absolutely not, Mako. You can't carry on with a strength of 10. So you're trying to find. You make your way down, and you find the door to like what looks to be the cargo hold. Mitz, you can feel your book's presence directly beyond that, and you begin trying to get at the door. It is locked and sealed with something. In fact, it looks like someone might have even come by here as they were running by to go defend the attack and slam down like a board or something to keep it in place. And you're kind of thinking to yourselves, like, oh no, what in the world are we going to do? How are we going to get through this door? What are we going to do? And then again, just a solid explosion that just rocks the ship. The board is kind of like lifted out of the way. And the doors kind of like slide open. Not only can you see directly into the room, Net just bolts directly out of it, directly over to you, Ploy, kind of directly right to you. Just like,
My plan was
Oh,
definitely,
boy.
hey, tell Ned to open the door. He has to be smart enough and just shenanigans. But
also kind of floats a bit over towards you, Mitch, kind of just resting in your palm. Just, oh, thank the divine. And as you're looking out of the back hole, you can see a room where there's plenty of things, lots of it being flung out of the back of the ship as it's, there's a giant fucking hole in the back of it now.
All right, pick up our stuff. ASAP.
So you go to gather all your things. We'll determine what things you might have gathered and or what might have gotten lost in the scuffle in a little bit. That's totally not fine. We'll save that for time. But Now so you're in this room. You've gathered all your stuff. You've probably closed the door shut so you don't risk flying out of the back of the ship and to your deaths. What's the plan now?
Featherfall?
Do we want to just jump? I'm down to jump if we can feather fall
Do you
away.
want to
I'm
risk
down
the
to
Sky
invite more
Pirates?
people to me for the glide because
For
Now-
reasons, I am
now,
completely
again-
fine with jumping.
So if you cast Featherfall, right, up to 5 creatures, right? So you can get all your friends.
I'm carrying the 2 Sithani, and I'm hoping that Net can carry Ploy, because it says you can carry up to your carry capacity, and Wolf Big
Yeah.
Strong.
All right, I
If
guess
he
I
has
can
to dump all of his shit, he will do so.
yeah, I'll take that. No, I'll take it. It's fine.
I mean,
So wait,
Mitch doesn't have to cast it on herself.
Okay,
because
well,
she
hang
can-
on. So we'll
That's
get
still
there.
scary.
So we'll get there. We'll get there.
all right. So it's the 5 of us plus Net plus the 2 Sithani.
Yeah, and I think Wolf is carrying to the Sazani and the
And
and
Ploy can
then
ride net.
yeah.
Okay. So
Well,
Which is the reverse
no-
of how that normally happens.
so
Oh no, you're gonna cast it on Net, so
exclude
you're
Mako
okay.
and cast it on Net instead. Just trust me.
Okay, if you're
Okay.
sure.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, so you go and you grab your friends. The Sasani just look really fearful as Wolf just goes and like scoops them up one under each arm. You can see you can see that the one with the medallion is like cuddled over it and like praying, just like please God, please, oh God, please God, please.
Oh wait, actually, this might depend on what they. Oh wait, no, we got our stuff back. Never mind.
Yeah. And okay, so yeah, so you go and you leap out of the ship. You just take the plunge. Mitz, if you want to describe what casting Featherfall is like for you, you're welcome to do that now if you'd like.
Okay. Mitz, since it's Featherfall and Mitz can glide, this is actually more her shtick, right? So she kind of so she pulls out like actually one of her crest feathers, and blows on it, and then lets it like and as she blows on it, it lights itself on fire, but it's not like
Ooh.
it's not like your usual orange. It's like actually a bright green, like almost like an emerald color.
Mhm.
And as it does, it kind of like the ashes of the fire kind of like drift around the like her targets, and like immediately they start slowing down as like Mitz like spreads out her arms and like her legs to glide down.
All right, give me 1 second to do a thing. So yeah, so as you describe happens, those ashes kind of just like collect, gather around you and allow you to begin floating towards the ground. It's a bit of a minute as you were several hundred feet in the air, but you guys have that time to kind of just like enjoy the distant sound of explosions and battle. In fact, as you guys, if anyone takes time to like look back up at the ship, you'll notice that it is descending. The large creature that seems to be keeping it afloat, one of its large sacs is already ruptured and beginning to like hemorrhage out some kind of gas. And it's just like making its way with a lot of groaning on back towards the ground. There's a lot of fires coming off of the big cabin on the back. You can see some of these wyverns occasionally, landing and then taking back off with what looks to be more than one individual on their back. They kind of land with one person, and then that person goes off somewhere, and then they come back and there's like 3 or 4 small people on the back of this thing, and then they fly off. So there's some more of that going on. Give me a moment as I am setting up a thing. Sorry. So yeah, so you float your way down, and as you kind of end up, you're used to looking out at Wadal at large, and usually seeing sand, mostly sand and dunes of sand and more sand. But the land below you looks
that we hate.
surprisingly verdant. You get the sense that maybe you don't really know where it was you were headed exactly, but you get the feeling that maybe the ship turned a bit off of course as it was handling with the attack, and then you jumped out. So you're out here in this area here, which is not somewhere you've all ever seen before as you're coming down. But you notice that below you, the land looks at least a little verdant. There are definitely large patches of what look to be grass, like something like that. And you kind of, again, you make your way to the ground as the ground fully manifests. You kind of see that, like, again, there's still mostly sand in places, but there are, again, just like these oasis-like patches of like a few trees or grass or patches of verdant sort of grassland, almost like more of a savanna than a desert to a degree. This place definitely seems more verdant as it's closer to the water, the river here. You land on the ground, kind of collapsing in a big heap as the fall is a bit of a weird. You begin to get up, shuffle yourselves off, make sure everything's okay. And there again, you notice that all around you are more of these wyvern things. Kind of, some of them appear to be like flying off back in the distance, but a couple of them, in fact, 4 of them specifically, are making this awkward sort of spiral dive down towards looks to be you guys, actually.
Wolf's ready to
And-
fight more. Let's go.
And so they begin making their way downtown, walking fast, faces pants.
There it is.
Sorry, had to happen. It was never gonna end without
Non-negotiable.
that. So you're doing that for a while. Yep. And so yeah, these 4 creatures descend. It looks like I totally forgot. Oh no, it's fine. Everything's fine. I can fix this. Hold up. I have to delete things because Roll20 fucking hates me.
You've got it. It's all
It's
good.
okay. I got this.
Everything's okay.
So yeah, so these creatures descend, and they look usually to be kind of like, again, Ploy, you've known these creatures usually called wyverns. They're basically like, sort of large, almost cat-like predators with sort of, with like they have very, very wide, sort of Chiropterian wings behind them. Yeah, things like that. In fact, you've probably chowed on a snack or 2 of them before. Things that they don't taste too bad. But as you're seeing these 4 descend in a very, very clipped and organized fashion, they're approaching you all. The 4 of them land. Assuming this works, please work. Come on, what are you doing?
Also, is
Why
that
you
considered
like this?
cannibalism if they're like lizard-like?
They're not lizard-like. They're mammal. They're mammalian.
Also, lizard folk don't care that much in
Yeah,
classic
that's-
D&D. I don't know about
Yeah,
this one. but-
cannibalism is not exactly the worst. The worst thing, it's not
Not
like
the worst thing that could happen. I
it's not
mean,
the end of the
if you're
world.
hungry.
so to speak. Yes, it worked. Thank God. Okay, perfect. So you sort of you see these 4 large wyverns come to land. They land at the 4 corners around your large huddle of a group. 4 individuals dismount. They are definitely Sethani. They appear armed and armored. But they are dressed in a very, very wide cloak, which hangs over their head. The cloak is an off kind of reddish. But you see there are these wide, there are these bright, sort of wide, like whitish, bluish streaks running like in patterns down the cloaks in certain cases, like around the edges in certain cases. Off the top of the last one, which is riding a massive, larger wyvern that appears almost maybe mutated a bit because it has 2 heads. There's a 2-headed wyvern there. An individual hops off. She's a
They get
Sethani.
with each other over food.
Yeah, they probably do every now and then. She is, unlike the others who are dressed in mostly in like robes and pretty simple armor, she's dressed in this very, very regal looking armor that's mostly bedecked in kind of gold and different plates of kind of things. It has layered scales on either side. She carries with her a large shield in one hand, which has a sort of eagle's wing symbol on one. And the other, she has a very, very large broadsword, which are like kind of like almost greatsword, which is strung, which is kind of flung over her shoulder as she kind of dismounts. She kind of takes this huge sword, almost flings up some sand as she does so, kind of flings it over her shoulder, and looks at you with a black and purple skinned snake-like Sethani face. Again, soft and situated like a woman. She looks over to you and just says, I suppose you all are lucky then. The first thing we'll do is
Strategy.
we'll do this simply first. What did the Emir have you in for?
Oh,
I honestly
usual.
wish we knew.
I
Place
think
wrong
it was
time, I
because
guess.
he was horny. I'm not sure, actually.
She kind of offers, again, despite her face looking very stern, she offers a bit of lighthearted chuckle and just says, I get the feeling there's a lot around here you don't know. It's a good thing you all met me when you did. Let's just say that I've been a friend watching on from high for a little bit. Someone put me on to your situation, and I'd like to help where I can. We were hoping to do things a bit differently, but recent developments have been forcing our hand, so we have to come forward a bit faster than this.
The DM speaks through the NPC.
I hate you all. Please, I'm trying to stay in character. Let me stay in fucking character, you bastards.
Sorry.
So she kind of just turns and just says, she looks at you all very sternly, and just says, we have a lot of questions. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, and I can't answer them all here. I can get you all somewhere safe. You should all come with me. Sorry. Let's at least do that simple thing. Introductions?
Name's Z.
A pleasure to meet you.
I am called Wolf. Rolls insight.
What you looking for?
Not good at it. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Next.
I'm Mitz, and she's actually going to since she can cast this once a day, cast detect good and evil.
Go for it.
Interesting.
Go for it. There
Right.
is an aura of radiant goodness coming from this woman, like almost puritanical goodness at first, and then you pierce, sort of like try to dig a bit deeper in that, because that seems a little bit weird if someone just comes off. Like typically if you cast a spell like that and someone comes off as purely good, they're doing something to like throw you off on purpose. Like there's like a counter spell or something going on. So you pierce a bit deeper and you see that under that puritanical goodness is a fire, almost a dark, hungry kind of desire, the kind of thing that some people
Do we
in the
believe
wrong
in
hands
Jesus?
stop it, a kind of thing that certain people in some instances might describe as bad or evil. Not so much directly evil. She's definitely a good person, but
He has the drive to be.
yeah,
Like a zealot almost.
yeah, let's go with that. That's a good word, actually. Yeah, we'll use that. It's whatever you want it to be.
It is absolutely zealot.
Zealot, zealot.
Spree is
whatever, I'm sorry.
asking. Spree is talking. Chat,
English is a
just-
stupid fucking language anyway. Who cares?
Torres.
Anyway,
So, I
yeah,
was a little apprehensive, but it's like, well,
yeah.
If you go,
Uh,
Wolf will follow. He trusts your judgment and Z's judgment, and
Yeah.
maybe
kind of
Michael's
seeing
judgment. Pretty
hesitation.
good.
Yeah. Kind of seeing the hesitation in all of your faces.
hard to
She
tell.
again kind of turns and plants that sword in the ground and like extends just kind of like a hand, and let's be kind of like a pseudo bow / like noble, almost like noble instructor gets there. He just says, "My name is Nakali bin Talib, and I am here to assist you all." And I believe that is a perfect place for us to end.
Wait,
Yeah.
her name is
We
Freedom.
broke out of
Wait,
the spaceship.
Wait,
her name is Freedom.
wait.
That's real
Whatever.
good. That's real good.
I try. I don't know what else to say. I guess
We found freedom.
we found the plot, and then we found freedom, guys.
But
Amazing.
literally
Did
and
we find the plot, or
figuratively.
did the plot find us? Is the real question.
Both.
Kind of the same.
Both.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming and hanging out with us in chat. This has been a super fun session. I had a great time. I'm gonna let all my players go around, say who they are, who they played today, and whatever they could, whatever they want to plug about is coming up with them in the next couple of weeks or whatever. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll do my outros, and then we'll get you guys the hell out of here. All right? Let's do overlay order. Go ahead and make it happen.
Hi, I'm Tate Washburn. You can find me at @kind_of_writing on Twitter. I never know how to say that right. You definitely should also follow our Twitter for this channel, because we're just real good, and we announce all the stuff we're going to do. It should be on the thing. And yeah, I run the Neon Lights Night City game, the cyberpunk game that happens on the other weekends from this. I'm in here. You can find me on our Discord, because that's where I tend to post cat pictures and memes and dumb questions about fantasy and writing, the same stuff I do on my Twitter. You should follow us there.
Truth. Up next.
Oh, it's me.
Yes.
Michelle. I don't have social
Yes,
media.
yes, it is.
She's not real. Don't perceive her.
Clearly, no. I'm definitely physically real enough, just not electronically, I guess. Does that count? Anywho, yeah, I played Myths, our wizard, and I also am part of the cyberpunk game that Tate just. Is it this way? This way?
It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
It's a way.
You're right.
Either way.
You just point both ways and hope for the best.
Yeah, exactly. It works. All right, that's it for me.
Cool.
All right,
Next.
hey, it's Lucian. I played Ploy, our resident lizard man that likes to throw things and bite things, especially this episode.
Good bites.
You can find me on Twitch once or twice a year, and elsewhere on Discord, also maybe like once or twice a week.
Solid. Respect. Next.
Hey guys, it's me, Sir Heckalot. You can find me at Sir Heckalot on Twitter and Instagram, and on our lovely Discord. Same name. That's what branding is. I played Zenari, our College of Spirits bard, tonight. and you will see me tomorrow playing some Only War. I still need to do my XP for that, but
okay, that's what I'm about
it's
to do too.
fine. Everything's fine. So you'll see me there. Sometimes for Tavern Tales, not all the time though, but sometimes. And then I do a bunch of stuff with TPK roleplay,
Check them
so
out.
check them out. But that's all I got going on right now. Let's keep on keeping on.
Last but not least,
Are you sure it's not least? Hi, I'm Dan. I play Mako.
Ooh.
I have a Twitter. It's Land the Dan. I tweet stuff. I am also in the Cyberpunk campaign that Tate runs every other Sunday. And I just pop up here on other stuff from time to time, usually game nights and some other things.
right then. And lastly, again, if you haven't seen my face already around here enough, it's your favorite. It's
Lucky you.
It's your boy Young Foxxii, aka your favorite Fox, aka Baron Vod Foxxii, aka Punish GM Foxxii. Who,
Make that your name instead of Baron.
who exists only to
Jam,
suffer for
alright.
this. Who exists only to suffer for the sake of my players. If you're looking for me, besides being here, I'm back here DMing again tomorrow for our Only War campaign in his divine name. So I have to go prep maps for that all night. So I won't be sleeping. That'll be fun. And then outside of that, I also am playing the Cyberpunk campaign on
You get to play in that one.
I do play in that one. I do pretty great. I do pretty great in that one. If you want to see me on
You did also
TPK,
things that make me have to question everything.
if you want to see me elsewhere that's not directly here, I hang out on TPK Roleplay and do stuff with them, alternating Tuesdays and Fridays in their module weeks for Tomb Annihilation and Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. There's also some other fun stuff I might be coming up in that I'm a part of that I can't speak on just yet. But if you want to see some cool stuff around here, one thing to note is that we have our May schedule up. We have our usual campaigns, all three of them that we usually run, running perfectly normally. So if you want to see this one, Seven Sons, or In His Divine Name, or Cyberpunk, they're running normally. We have our Tavern Tales coming up bi-weekly Wednesdays. We also have on Tuesday, May 18th, with The Will, a Neon Lights Digimon one-shot. I have gathered 8 players. The group chat is already chaos. It's going to be so much fucking fun. I cannot wait. I won't even tell y'all who we're in yet. We're going to announce all the players when it's time to announce them. It's going to be so fucking exciting. I cannot wait. Additionally, we still have our chat point crowdfunding for our Anime Over Arms campaign going, which I believe we're now at like 80% done of. It's super, super close. So I'm going to have to start figuring that out faster than I thought I did. But that's fine. I don't know. I have nothing else to say besides that. Just, yeah, we're going to go ahead and throw our right over to TPK Roleplay. They are doing the top shelf for the Resident Evil mini campaign they're doing. Some of my great friends are over there playing, so we're definitely just going to pull up and say what's up to them. Actually, Shock Point Failure, who is also going to be joining our Only War campaign tomorrow, is there. So, I don't know. I don't have anything to say as far as, like, hi or, like, messages. So we're just going to go ahead and tell them that we love them a lot and that we're glad to see them.
It means peace.
Yeah, there we go. Well, it
means freedom. Excuse me.
It means freedom. You can say Nakali means freedom if you want. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But whatever you guys want to say, it's fine. We're gonna get the race started. We love you guys. You could say we broke Foxxii. Let's go with that. I'm fine with we broke Foxxii. All right. I love you all. I love you all very much. Thank you to my players for being here. You guys have always a fun time. So thank you guys all for watching. We will see you all again back here in 2 weeks. Back on the channel tomorrow. Love you all. Take care. Be safe. Raid's happening.